Is this 360p? No, it's more like that one. What was on the Razor? 170. Holy shit! Is this 360p? No, it's more like. Oh, we sound like fire.
That sounds good.
We sound like fire, bud.
Fuck yeah, bud.
Oh fuck it, 144p. That was it. No, I think the Razor had something weird because it was the screen wasn't
So you can't like set the focus on the C920 to be further out than it is right now?
No, that's max.
Oh,
it's a
garbage.
webcam. It's not. It wasn't meant to fucking.
Look, every single site I go to says the C920 is like the streamer's god camera. This is not a god camera right now.
It is if you sit 4 feet from it, not 10.
I'm still judging it. I'm judging it harder.
Oh, it's a miracle we've got this whole thing going, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Technical Alpha. It is Friday, June 30th?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, something like that.
2017 all day long, and a long day it's been. What, the sound went low when Adam sat down? You can't be serious.
Let's not buy into that.
Let's
keep
just
going.
keep going.
I don't even understand how that's possible.
Just get right up on that microphone.
Yes. Yeah, so anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are, this is an off-the-cuff podcast. We could have fooled ourselves that we were going to have some structure to this, but it was 4 hours just getting this set up to work. So, any of that is out the door. So now, here we are, and we're going to figure shit out. I don't know what, but we're going to figure shit out. I know that Panic wanted to talk about a couple of things. I think Jeff had some things that he also wanted to talk about, gaming-wise to a degree. And then we can spin off into literally whatever else we want, including, of course, tech support, which went up today.
Oh boy!
On the behest of Panic. So if you have questions and you're watching this live right now, head on over to patreon.com/technicalalpha and ask us your questions. If, of course, you're $10 or higher.
Yeah, if not, we don't want to hear from you.
Yeah.
All right.
Whoa. We still love you guys.
Also, we have all of the merchandise with us. We can show off some pins.
We can grab
some
that
posters,
during the break.
some stickers. We've got it all with us.
We'll grab that stuff at the break time, which won't have any screens or anything. You can tell that we were really prepared for this.
I don't think I've actually seen the posters yet. Like,
neither have
in the
I.
box.
I mean, other than the fact that I've seen the proof.
I've seen pictures of it, but we haven't actually seen the posters.
The box is
They
still
look fire,
taped up.
though.
I'm using the box to actually keep my mic stand from falling over. So I'm getting a lot more value for those posters. So just thought you guys should know that. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you guys want to talk about stuff. I'll just hand it off to Panic because I remember him mentioning there was something. Actually, no, before we do that, Mr. MaximusBlack.
Yeah.
Hit me up with the sound of eating Lebanese food too fast and immediately regretting that decision.
Oh, man, that was so good. Oh, but I'm so full. Oh, I'm salty right now. I had to take a shit.
We still have to set up the podcast if we just ate this Lebanese, right?
I already took my shit, so we're good. Amazing.
Yeah. So now, Panic. What was it that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I mean, it got announced this week, but we got the full title listing for the SNES Classic.
Yeah,
including like
get that list up on your little
tablet thing.
On your little tablet.
But in the meantime, I think Jeff and I were talking about it earlier. Some of those titles were pretty surprising, including a super special unreleased title that never made it out on the actual SNES, which was Star Fox 2.
Yep.
Which kind of hit us by surprise, as long as I learned how to type.
Yeah, I mean, we heard about this SNES Mini a while back, and I knew they were going to put some good games on there. This is infinitely better than the NES Mini. I mean, just on another level. and then the fact that it comes with Star Fox 2, the unreleased game, is not only a little piece of marketing genius. Like, I don't know if they had this plan the whole time, where they're like just holding on to this game, knowing it's coming out for the SNES Mini, or they're planning on selling it by itself on maybe like, you know, the Switch or 3DS or some shit like that. But the fact that it's going to be here, I have a feeling that after this is discontinued, which I'm sure it'll eventually happen, we will see Star Fox 2 for available on other things.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee they'll rip the ROMs out of it.
Well, the Switch won't have it because there's no there's no store on the Switch for the retro stuff yet.
Right.
I mean, I think the fact that it comes with 2 controllers is pretty ridiculously awesome.
Oh, yeah, that's a huge bonus because the friggin' NES Classic didn't come with
Well,
that.
look at the games that come here.
Yeah.
So here's the games list for the SNES Classic. We've got Contra 3: The Alien Wars, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, Final Fantasy 3, F-Zero, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox, Star Fox 2, never released before, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out, and Yoshi's Island.
It's super.
Like, those games are...
It's ridiculous.
Some of those are like the best games ever. They didn't put any throwaway titles in there. Like Super Mario World and Yoshi's Island alone are like huge. Some of my favorite ones. I'm actually super excited that they put Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Like that one alone would have sold that console for a lot of people.
I did not think that they were going to throw in Earthbound.
Oh yeah,
and you know I could see a Final Fantasy. I didn't know if it was going to be 2 or 3.
Link to the Past was
amazing. Almost every single game on that list is absolute fire.
And they're not like smaller games. Like these are like you got a combination of really long RPGs.
Yeah.
A lot of replayable games like Street Fighter and Mario Kart. You've got, you know, platformers from Mario World, Yoshi's Island, Mega Man. Like I looked at this list and again I was kind of like, you know, I'll pick up a SNES Classic or whatever when it comes out. But I saw this list, I'm like, kind of really want one. Yeah, I could build one, but like this is one that I was like, I would really enjoy just having this to play it.
Yep.
I've literally nothing crazy to add because it is what it is. The NES Classic was good. The Super Nintendo Classic is great.
Yeah.
It's super.
And,
it's next level.
I mean, you know, the craziest. I think not the craziest, but the thing that the only downsides I'm seeing is that because the Super Nintendo had so many great games, there's always like 1 or 2 that maybe people would have hoped to have actually seen in there, like Turtles in Time or other, especially because it comes with 2 controllers. I think a lot of people started thinking about all the multiplayer stuff that isn't on there. But really, that whole list is basically just incredible, and there's not a bad game on the list.
Yeah, I don't think there's a single person out there that is upset with the SNES mini games.
Not upset, but they
like,
they
I don't
just
know what
look
Super
at it
Ghouls and Ghosts is. Like, I don't know if that was a popular game or not. It seems like
Ghouls and Ghosts. It was very popular.
And then Contra 3, I know, was like one of the better Contras. So like, I can't see why that made it on the list. So
yeah, well, the main reason why games like Chrono Trigger isn't on there is because they offer them on the DS and all these other things, and they don't want to compete with, you know, other paying like
virtual console.
People are paying literally $40-$50 for, you know, Chrono Trigger DS, and they're not going to just chuck that game on.
They don't want to cannibalize sales from it.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
So there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the amount of stuff that we're getting here is for what, $80 or whatever it is. It's
2 controllers,
absolutely insane,
and these awesome games.
Absolutely insane.
It actually turned my opinion around on it compared to like when we last talked about it. I know we had positive thoughts on it, but like this made it into a, I really want to get this, which kind of segues into the next part I wanted to say. Really hope Nintendo stocks this properly, because it's already, the rumors are kind of going nuts that this is going to be hard to get, which is kind of annoying, because Nintendo knows what happened with the NES Mini. So, like, they really have to, like, up their game on production on this. Like, this one kind of needs to be available. They're going to lose a lot of, like, goodwill from people.
There's no reason that they could ever give that could excuse them from not having proper demand for this, because I mean, before, you might have been able to say it would be fair because it was their first run of this style of product. Oh, we didn't know what the demand for this was going to be, on top of that, they didn't really say that all that much. What the narrative they pushed was, we couldn't find the parts, we couldn't get supplied parts enough to meet the demand, was like more of the narrative they gave. So no matter which version of that it is, whether it is we didn't know about the demand being so high because we didn't think people would want it that much, or we couldn't get those parts, they've now had time to either source the parts somewhere else where they know they can get enough, and they should know how much higher the demand would be for something like this than just the Nintendo Entertainment System Mini.
Freaking game list.
I mean, especially with that game list. So, and with the Star Fox thing by itself is going to push, like we already said, tons of these consoles.
Yeah.
People are going to want to see what the hell that game is about. So
the thing with Star Fox 2, also, for people who don't actually know about Star Fox 2, Nintendo had fully completed development on the game. The game was done. They never released it because it was on the tail end of the Super Nintendo life cycle, and the N64 was coming out. So they didn't want to end up like cannibalizing sales or hurting the N64 launch by having another Star Fox game for the SNES come out right around the same time. So they ended up just shelving the game. Copies of some of the ROMs kind of made it out, but I don't know if that was actually the finished full developer versions. Mm-hmm. So this coming out is actually the Nintendo sanctioned final version of Star Fox 2. So that's pretty sick in my opinion.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And it's been fun to watch. Like Twitter's had kind of picked up on pictures of the development team, and how cool would it be for the development team this long after
to get the game out? They
did all that work. The game was was there, and now finally the game gets released. That's got to be kind of fun for them too, because I couldn't imagine sitting down and being part of a game that is completed or at least shipped. Majority completed and never gets shipped. That would be like the biggest set of blue balls I could possibly
getting kicked
imagine.
in the dick repeatedly. You're like, you did all the work, you did the crunch time.
Yeah, exactly.
We're ready to go, and they're like, yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah. So I'm all for it. What I said before, I think Jerry rigs everything. Do you know about that channel, guys, on YouTube?
No, I do not.
So he strips phones. He shows you how durable the phones actually are. He looks to see how easy they are to repair as a repair guy and whatnot. And he did a strip down. He does strip downs of stuff like this. And so I'll be interested, like we said in the podcast when we were talking about the NES Mini, how similar the guts are between the two consoles. If it's like the same board, different manufacturer, or if it's very, very similar, because then at that point, it would kind of be like Nintendo was just bullshitting the whole time about not having enough supply, because now all of a sudden, surprise, it's the same shit. But I'm excited for it. I know Jeff's probably going to get his hands on one, so I'll just wait until he's done with it, and then I'll borrow it for Star Fox, and then that will be that.
Jeff's like, that'll be $40, bitch.
Yeah,
that $40 rental fee. Damn.
Blockbuster. Oh, Bowsbuster.
Yeah, Bowsbuster.
Bowsbuster video games.
I like that.
That's the name of his sword when he plays Final Fantasy VII.
The Bowsbuster.
The Bowsbuster sword.
Yep.
So, Mr. Black, I thought you had something that you were also kind of interested in talking about today.
I think mine was the.
Was it?
The only other thing I wanted to talk about was StarCraft Remastered. Blizzard dropped some info on it, and that was right. Very short hit on it.
Right. Well, we can talk about that. So, Mr. Black, now that you have a date, are you getting even more excited?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pumped. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just. Oh man!
August 14th or 15th? I know it was like one of those 2 days.
It was one of the two. Somebody in the chat will say. I think it's the 14th.
The thing that got me on it though was the freaking price. They came in at like
$15.
I was just like,
Yeah.
I was expecting 30 or 40. They come in at 15, and you get a pre-order bonus. So I'm just like,
Yeah, 15
Good job,
bucks
Blizzard. Good
is
job.
really, really good.
and fully compatible with the previous one.
And to think they charge you, like, I don't know how much for those godforsaken Nova missions that are an absolute horrible waste of money. The fact that the remastered is only $15, that's pretty friggin' awesome. And
they
it's
just set the bar
something
super low for everyone to get in on.
that's what they needed to do. If they come out with a $40 game, people legitimately have to make a decision. Do I want to spend an expansion amount of money for a remastered game that really offers no new content, a couple of small little things on the campaign, but besides that, at $15, even if you're curious, even if you want to just play the game for a day, at $15, worth.
Yeah, well,
it actually
exactly.
costs as much as the Necromancer pack that just came out for Diablo 3, that game that never came out.
Yeah.
I just saw that. And I was like, I'm
Oh,
not gonna
Diablo
realize
3 is a game? They did that?
I heard apparently they came out with a Necromancer pack for it, even though they never made the game.
Wow. I mean,
But it cost
you know,
$15.
getting ahead of yourself, never been too bad of a thing. I hope that Diablo 3 thing works out for them.
Awesome.
I hope that does well for them. No, I think $15 was the perfect price. I think even if they took it to $19.99, they hurt themselves.
That would have been all right.
I mean, I would have personally been okay with $19.99 for sure, but I think you guys have it right where they had to set the bar low enough where they get the most amount of people in on this thing and go for volume and not just sell it higher to fewer people.
And believe it or not, the amount of people that play StarCraft 2 never played Brood War. There are so many fucking like guys and gals out there, mostly guys, that are playing StarCraft 2 and have never even played the originals. So the fact that the game is only $15, that will pique the interest enough of, you know, the casuals or the new people that got into StarCraft 2 to give Brood War a try on the basis that, hey, everybody else is playing Brood War, so I may as well just pay the $15 and see what all the fuss is about. All of the people that are playing StarCraft 2, all the streamers, all the pros, everything, they're all going to at least try Brood War. It's going to be streamed. People are going to be curious. I think after 3 months, the vast majority of the people that were playing it are going to go back to StarCraft 2. But I think that there will be a big enough market for Brood War as long as the game doesn't suck and Blizzard puts some money behind their game so they can bring some legends back and have some really cool stuff happening to really bring back that nostalgia, because that's what this is. This is a nostalgia play, and it's not a bad one because the game fundamentally is in so much better than StarCraft 2. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Not only is it a much harder game, it's not as broken. It's just better.
Well, this is actually one of the interesting things I found. Like, so with StarCraft 2 and Brood War, it's just the community is like very unified in what they do, but at the same time, it's segmented so badly. Like, I actually found out that a couple of the streamers that I watch, they've never actually played the StarCraft 2 campaign.
Yeah.
Some of them have never played the Brood War campaign, but they've only played multiplayer. And then on other sides, like me personally, I was huge in the campaigns, and I've done some laddering in StarCraft 2, but I never really laddered in Brood War. I played like, you know, the custom maps. It's like everyone just kind of segmented into their own little like groupings in between, and it even happened in StarCraft 2. So I'm curious to see how many people are gonna, you know, jump back in and then go back to what they used to do, but then try some of the newer stuff that they might not have tried before.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a very interestingly chaotic time frame.
I'm a simple man.
You just want your comp stomps?
I'm a simple man. I don't need anything fancy here. I want Blizzard to, even though it doesn't make that much fiscal sense, I want Blizzard, because I'm simple, but I guess I'm going to be a bit selfish and greedy on this one. After watching Blizzard's community management of StarCraft 2 for the last like 6 years, 5.5 years. I want them to take this release of the remaster and put the money behind it and build up the community and do it like they should have done with StarCraft 2 and maybe even a little extra because for the makeup.
Just a little bit.
Just a little extra because I want to see them do it proper. And in all honesty, I'm in that small percentile that believes that if Blizzard gets behind it and keeps it in the forefront as best they can as a company, that the game has more longevity than StarCraft 2 in terms of an esport and in terms of an esport that isn't like, 8th on the list in terms of what's currently being rotated through.
Yeah.
So it's at the very least they win back whoever is still willing to come back in Korea, which I think Tasteless Narcosis and the production that they've got going on over there right now proves that there's still a pretty massive draw for Brood War.
Yeah, I don't know if it's too late, and we're gonna find out. I mean, a lot of Koreans have gone over to Overwatch. They've gone over to other games like League of Legends and whatever else is making money. I just don't know, and Blizzard needs to tread lightly. If they strike fire here, they need to. There's going to be this divide where StarCraft 2 players versus Brood War players. It's going to turn into this whole, we play the harder game. Oh shit, look, Blizzard's giving money to this side and they're not doing this for this side, and so on and so forth. Is Twitch going to have its own dedicated Brood War section? Is it going to be, oh look, Brood War has got 30,000 viewers and StarCraft is over at 4? How are they going to do this? I hope that StarCraft in general is just one big thing on Twitch. It's just a StarCraft channel. And then that way they can funnel everybody there. That'll put StarCraft higher up on the list. It won't bury StarCraft 2 because when Brood War comes out, ain't nobody playing StarCraft 2. There'll be a couple of streamers that'll reap the benefits of it because the ones that aren't interested will all watch them play StarCraft 2. But for the most part, everyone's going to play Brood War.
We're going to get a surge. StarCraft 2 is going to tank for a couple of months, guaranteed. We're going to see a surge of people who are going to come in to play Remastered, you among them. And what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of people stick with Remastered. I guarantee you Remastered is going to end up doing better than StarCraft 2 in the long run. But you're going to have a lot of people drop off of Remastered because, one, they're going to remember their nostalgia completely separately from what actually is Brood War, because Brood War is a very punishing game.
Yep. And
you're effectively going to resplit the group, and some people are going to go back to StarCraft, some people are going to switch it out. One of the interesting things I've seen with Blizzard is they don't really care at this point. They just want viewership in StarCraft.
Yeah.
They don't care which one. I was reading some of the marketing behind Remastered, and they literally said stuff like "Return to Glory."
Yeah.
And all this other stuff. I'm like, wow, that's like, for them to actually put that in the marketing is them like pretty much outright saying, yeah, we kind of fucked up with StarCraft 2, but here's StarCraft Remastered and it's fully compatible. Go for it. Like, they're just like, let's let it rip.
Isn't it just funny how we've come full circle with this?
Yeah.
Where it's just like they had the greatest esport of all time.
Yeah.
The greatest competitive esport, the hardest game, and they got so complacent and lazy, and they made such a half-ass game that was exciting because of everything that was going on. Twitch, YouTube, content providers, MLGs, all that stuff. There's a lot of hype there and there's a lot of great moments, but I think it was never about StarCraft 2. I don't think it was ever about the game. It was more about the community, more about the players, more about the stories, more about the personalities, and the game was just there. I mean, we proved it with LAGTV for so many years that most people just didn't give a shit about StarCraft, or at least that's what it was for LAGTV. And I think that's the same for even the pro scene. Most people don't. There's nothing exciting about watching StarCraft 2 matches anymore. It's all about, oh, is Neeb playing? Is there somebody we can root for? Is there a story? Is there something that we can relate to?
Dig hard.
That we can do this. And the fact that Brood War is coming back, we actually not only have an opportunity to have a community again and be excited as for what's about to happen, but also the game is great. So we, for the first time in a long time, 7 years almost, we finally have a game that is equally as exciting as what's about to happen in terms of community and events and content. You know, we're going to be making Brood War content. We'll do a When Cheese Fails. We'll, cast some games. We'll get on it. We're excited about it. And no, not because it's about the money. I mean, for fuck's sakes, that if
we haven't made any in the YouTube, world in years, right? So it's not about the money. It's the fact that it's exciting again. It has nothing, because that's what people are going to say when Day 9 comes back. They're going to say, "Oh, you're coming back for the money."
Day 9's got like the biggest, like, I don't even know what kind of boner it is for Brood War. That's like his original one. Like, that's his first passion game. Like, it's the same for a lot of us. Like, Brood War was the game. Like, whenever you think, oh, what game impacted you most? It's Brood War.
Yeah.
Like, that was the show.
Yeah.
Like, we were all...
I am more excited about Brood War Remastered than I ever was about StarCraft 2. Ever. And the fact that we're getting it in, like, a month...
I was expecting another much later.
It's crazy. I can't wait. I most certainly will be playing it full time, at least 3 months. I'm gonna give it like a full. And the beautiful thing about it is, and that for me is, when we played the game, we never laddered. It was very rare. I rarely went on the ladder. It was intimidating. I didn't really like it. I wasn't good at it.
Yeah.
It was all about BGH, fastest money map possible, the Dragon Ball Z RPG games and all these other turret games and shit like that. I'm excited because for the first time, I'm going to challenge myself, from going from, silver or gold or wherever I'm going to be, and trying to make it to Masters via Brood War. And I'll finally have purpose again. I'll finally have a mission, a goal, a journey, a quest that I can go on with the Fellowship, where I'm going to be testing myself, and we're going to go on this journey together, which will take months in itself. And as long as there will be a community there that is sustainable, then I can't see why I wouldn't be producing content, for months or possibly years to come. It really all depends on how Blizzard handles this. If they're going to handle it like, oh, we've just sold our $15 a pop, and now I'm going to wipe my hands clean after 3 months or one big oorah comeback that they put $100,000 into, and then they walk away while everybody starts to scatter and go back to where they were before, because everybody that is coming back to Brood War, they all have new loves in their life. It's like you have a high school girlfriend, everything is great. She goes to one side of the country, you're on the other. You leave, but you were still in love, but it's what you both have to do to grow up as people. And now you're, 10 years later, you're both adults, you're both established, but you're in relationships. And now she's moved back to your city. You got a woman at home. She's got a man at home. And you go and you run into each other at fucking Applebee's. And you're like, what the hell? Oh my God, how are you doing? Oh, it's great. Oh, and then you leave. Maybe you give a number, you add them on Facebook, you go home, you think to yourself,
why did I go to Applebee's?
And you're just like, and you can't stop thinking about her. You can't stop thinking about her, but then you look to your right, and there's your wife, and there's your kids, and you realize, I have a life here. How long can I get away with this? It felt good then, but is this worth the long run? Can I stay committed to this? Because I need to make a decision today. I need to make a decision. Do I still love my wife? Or
this is a dangerous conversation.
I'm gonna bring this.
I'm just gonna let this go.
Or do I love the old mistress?
Oh my
What is
goodness.
it? I need to make a choice. And the problem is most people are gonna stick to what they have now because it's safe. It's familiar.
So I'm gonna throw this back at you guys, as you guys are both StarCraft content producers.
Okay.
You guys have thrown the gauntlet down, and then you've picked it up, slapped Blizzard a few times, and then you've thrown it down again. if you two guys were given $1 million and like you guys were Blizzard, what would you guys do to try to re-engage the community? Like, what would you guys do to fix the community engagement for StarCraft Remastered?
Well, here's the ironic part, right? For years, people, for the last 2.5 years, more than previously, people have been telling Blizzard to get the fuck out of their hands out of the tournament cookie jar, because when they came in and decided to put all these hurdles in front of the community circuit that existed as it was, that's when stuff started going tits up. So now the irony here is, now that they've done that, it's like they've made their bed, now they have to come back and sleep in it. They have to get in and involved in it to build it back up again, and then hand it off. I think the important part is when it isn't necessarily what do they do out of the gate. I think that's easy. I think this shit is to go with Jeff's fucking crazy real life analogies here. I think
that did sound pretty real, didn't it?
That's a little too real.
I'm hoping Kayla didn't hear that.
Next time I see on Facebook you popped up at Applebee's, I'm gonna be like, oh, what the fuck? But to use another analogy like that, it's as a parent, when do you let your kids go and do their own shit? You have to raise them to a certain point, and then you have to learn to let go. That's gonna be Blizzard's a point of contention, I guess, either with themselves or the community, is they have to get back in and build it up because they fucking destroyed what existed, or did a damn slight good job of tearing down a few walls in the process. Now they've got to build it back up, and then when do they step back and say, okay, guys, the ball is in your court, go to work, and give it back.
But what do you mean by give it back? Like,
don't charge people money to fucking run a tournament. Okay. That's so fucking dumb on so many levels. Who else does that? I don't know. Maybe people do. Maybe that's standard fucking practice. But if it is, that's still dumb.
What about you as a YouTuber? What can they do to like encourage?
Nothing, because YouTube's fucked.
YouTube's dead.
YouTube's
actually dead.
YouTube is legitimately dead.
What about a Twitch streamer then?
You never. I don't think but
but Blizzard is, listen, it's not Blizzard's job to hold my hand or feed me money to play their game. It was never about that.
Okay.
It was their idiotic decision making skills and the ridiculous social media people that they have in charge over there, making just some really dumb calls and not being informed on even who is still relevant and producing content within their community.
So it's all just community engagement.
Yes, and it doesn't mean that Blizzard needs to write $250,000 checks every 6 months, because throwing money into a fire is just going to burn the money. They need to figure out how to tame it and use it the way that it should. And they also got to realize that no matter what the fuck Blizzard does with Brood War, it will never be the size of any of the other relevant esports, Overwatch, League, Hearthstone, whatever the fuck. There is not a chance in hell, and they need to own that shit. They need to create something fun. They need to say, guys, we've listened. They don't need to come out and say, yeah, we fucked up with StarCraft 2, here you go. But they just need to be there, be available, create some really exciting tournaments. And if it means that they gotta, pony up a couple of bucks to get some Koreans in for a tournament, or pay their casters an actually good wage, or use the battle.net or whatever the fuck they're calling it these days.
Blizzard app.
The Blizzard app. Use the Blizzard app as a way to promote other people and content, and just reach out. That's it.
So effectively community engagement properly.
Hire somebody who actually knows who the fuck is in the community.
And who cares? Like don't hire somebody that's got a good resume because they're good at community. They can write really politically correct tweets, and they can fucking, order some really nice appetizers at a restaurant. We don't need that. We just need people that understand the individuals, like actually bring in a fan that knows what the fuck they're talking about and know what's going on and know where the problems lie. Because if they don't, nothing is going to change. We don't need Blizzard to do everything. We just need Blizzard to let us know that they're there for us and not just say, here's a game, go and keep it relevant for us. Because we can do that. We just need a little bit of help. And it's hard for me to say exactly what that is because until
you're making content and doing it,
you don't know what you need.
It's hard to know what you need.
All right, fair enough.
Exactly. I can't. It's Adam and I did a perfectly good job at creating content. We never heard from Blizzard, and that's fine. But the problem is there's all kinds of other content providers out there that is not as fortunate as Adam and I that have had such a big audience that were watching all of our videos. I've watched tons of StarCraft content out there that is fucking phenomenal, but none of it gets any shine. None of it is implemented in any way. It's just the same regurgitated shit all the time. And it looks the same, it sounds the same, it is the same, and thus you get the same results.
That's fair.
That's just how it is. Even when I watch League of Legends, which is not very often, it's exciting. The production's exciting. The casting is exciting. The players, the story is exciting.
They bring the hype.
Yes. And when I watch StarCraft, I watch 3 other streams on another monitor.
Yeah.
And StarCraft is muted.
Well, that's because you only need to see the first 35 seconds before you know how the next 15 minutes plays out.
You need to see the beginning and the end.
Yeah, everything else you know what's going to happen.
That's why I like watching Brood War, because Brood War stuff's always happening.
It's somebody messes up like a probe moving to the left, and that dramatically changes the next 10 minutes of that game. Here's how I look at it. To answer, I guess, your question more directly, it's not I agree with Jeff. It's not necessarily directly helping content creators. I think that this is how I view it. Why do people make content for games? Because they found the game and they love the fucking game. Those are the 2 steps there. What does Blizzard have to do in this instance? They have to make their game more visible. The more visible the game is to people, the more likely people are going to find it. And you have to make it enjoyable. How do you do that? You build, in this day and age, not that it's the be-all end-all for all games, but in a game like StarCraft, period, no matter what version, what that entails is fostering a solid, healthy esport, and putting money behind it when necessary to maybe for even a day of the year bring it above the League of Legends, Dota 2, CSGO crowd and give it proper attention. And do what Jeff said as well. League and everybody else, they've got these crazy awesome sets. They've brought in the proper casters.
It's just exciting.
It's just
you
exciting.
Need to have you need to not have what they have with WCS now. You need a properly produced series with League, with storylines, with players
StarCraft
continuing.
has been around for
They're the
orders
original.
of magnitude
They're the
longer
original.
than all these other games.
They're
Rocket
the OG.
League has better production,
straight up.
and it's been around for a hot minute.
Straight up.
So it's not like it's impossible. It's not like Rocket League makes more money than Blizzard. It is doable. And on top of that, the pool of people that Blizzard has to pull from to do commentary
know how to do this.
on their games, there is no excuse. If this was any other company, you might be able to find some reasons here. But there is no excuse in Blizzard's case. As shitty as that sounds to say, it's just the way that it is. So that's my answer would be you have to build it and they will come. So you make the esport community, like I said before, that's the irony. Before, it was already there.
They had it and they let it go.
But times were different. You didn't have to necessarily, as a company, get behind your game to have an esport that was successful. It just kind of serendipitously happened for StarCraft 2 when Twitch came around and it built Twitch.
Isn't it funny that Riot, fucking Rocket League, Dota, even Overwatch, all of these other games, there's always something going on.
Yeah.
I could go to TwitchCon.
Yeah.
And there'll be a Rocket League tournament. There'll be a League of Legends tournament.
Well, freaking
I could go to PAX.
H1Z1 tournament, yeah.
I could go to PAX and see King of the Kill.
Yep.
Where they have 140 people or whatever
last year too.
with a huge ass prize pool that is on Twitch with a crazy set All these computers, lineups, people on Twitter taking photos, excited, signing up. And I can't fucking see nothing of StarCraft for the last I don't know how long. DreamHack dropped them. Fucking WCS was a turd stomp. I haven't seen a StarCraft booth, no talking, no nothing. And just like in the world of YouTube or Twitch or any other social media presence, the moment you stop, you're dead. Period. And if you stop putting yourself out there, somebody's moving on. I mean, I could stop streaming tomorrow, and there would be a handful of people that it would suck ballsack for. But the vast majority of people will go, well, I guess I'm off to Summit.
Pretty much.
And it's the same thing with StarCraft. You want to stop and all these great games, and even when you hold a StarCraft tournament, there is no fun to be had? Who the fuck wants to watch a boring StarCraft tournament where even the casters themselves look like they don't want to be there? Everything is a shitstorm. There is nothing fun about knowing that a StarCraft tournament is up. Ain't nobody biting their nails waiting for the fire fucking match between the two same people that we've seen in the finals 487 times doing the same 3 builds 486 of the time. Nobody wants to see it. Make StarCraft fun again. And that's the difference between 2012 to late 2013 and now. There's no fun to be had. There's nothing.
And that's why we're excited for Remastered, right?
Well, because there's an opportunity of fun again. The thought of Day 9 coming back, the thought of us coming back, the thought of our favorite Koreans coming back, the thought of the best game ever, in my opinion, coming back. That is what's fun and exciting. The thought of me going and casting a StarCraft 2 match right now is not fun or exciting.
No, it's not.
It's not fun.
It's the opposite of that.
You know, I will say I am playing StarCraft 2 right now, and I am having fun playing it because I took 10 months off it. And the reality of it is, although I may cry a lot, and this may sound like a lot of bitching, but I actually love StarCraft 2. I love StarCraft. Without it, where would I be in life? I have no idea. It's a huge part of my life, and that's why I get so passionate about it, because it's all I know. And when I see a company worth billions of dollars and making other games, which is great, and I'm happy for their success, that's wonderful, but the fact that they just don't care is like, man, that sucks, dude. I'm invested in this shit. I feel like they were never invested.
I see the Overwatch team doing these crazy awesome things with Overwatch and all these other things. I'm like, why didn't they ever try any of that stuff with StarCraft? Like, why didn't they bother? Like, they've come up with all these
community teams.
Yeah, and I get that internally. I understand that, but at the same time, I'm like, y'all are doing straight fire with Overwatch right now. And personally, for me, I don't actually like watching Overwatch as much as I like playing it.
Because it's a hot mess to watch?
I don't like watching or playing it, but they're doing a great job with it.
Yeah, exactly.
I respect the hell out of it.
So I'm like, why can't you bring that expertise to StarCraft? Bring it back. You're the same company. You should be able to share this information.
Yep.
Like, you guys clearly are doing something right in Overwatch.
So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm excited for Brood War. I'm excited about the potential, but I will not hold my breath. I will do my part as a content provider. I will hype the game up. I will play it religiously. It will become my life for months to come. I will create content, and I'll do what LAGTV has always done, you know, and that's fine. If that just means at the end of the day I'm going to get my paycheck and my bills are going to be paid and I'll have some fun and I'll make some cool stream moments and I'll be on Reddit where somebody's bitching about me about something, then so be it.
Jeff. Don't be fooling yourself. We ain't making no fucking money off of that shit. We're making you're gonna make it off of streaming.
Yeah, well, that's
streaming.
Okay.
You're gonna make your money, but if there is $0, exactly $0 and 0 cents that will be made,
well, you know what?
On YouTube.
Hopefully, it'll bring people in to the podcast, where then we will be able to possibly monetize it when they hit me up with that Patreon, so they can get on that tech support hype.
When cheese fails,
YouTube
remastered.
Hashtag
fuck YouTube edition.
Fuck YouTube. Fuck the bitch running that company into the ground at speeds not witnessed on land or sky or sea before. Fuck that shit. It is ridiculous. It has now gotten to the point where the algorithm cuts off pretty much all available reach to your subscribers or anyone else short of carrier pigeon in the first 48 hours. It dives off a cliff.
Yep.
People with millions of views normally, even them, yes, it doesn't look like they're being affected because they have massive views to begin with, but even they are going to feel the burn. And this is on top of an already hamstringed advertising environment where people have already lost 40 to 60% of their ad revenue on YouTube. Now you're cutting their views down 30 to 40, sometimes even 50% or more. Are you fucking serious?
I'm telling you right now, and it's already happening. All right, and this isn't even a plug. This is reality. The vast majority of YouTube providers, Twitch content providers, it is all going to be community-driven money. Patreon or any of those other crowdfunding things.
Subs,
if
Indigo,
people
whatever.
are not supporting content providers, there will be no content for them. I'm telling you, because it's getting so much harder to make money on the internet with producing content that it's insane. And I think it's mainly because it's so saturated now. There's so much
so
shit,
many producers doing so many things,
that there's only so much money and there's only so many eyes and there's so much shit out there that now YouTube is even finding it necessary that, hey, in order for us to feed your subscription box, you need to put out a video once every day or once every 2 days. And if you don't, good luck, have fun. You're on your own. And that's the show. Like, that's just the reality of it.
I'm cool with that. If it meant that it was just the algorithm involved in finding the video randomly, or like in a list, or whatever. But the fact that the subscribers to your channel can't get that shit.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's the fucked up part. That's like Facebook last year changed their shit, where you can't get anyone to see anything unless you are blowing Mark Zuckerberg while he's learning Cantonese from his fucking wife at the same time, because he wants all of your money to get to the people that have already said they want to see your shit. It's not advertising money if you're already sending it out to the people that subscribe to you. That's just called fucking collusion. That's not collusion. What is that? That's like fucking not even blackmail. What is that called? What's the word I'm looking for?
It's a whole nother...
Extortion. That's the word I'm looking for. It's fucking extortion. It's one of those fucking words. But that's basically what YouTube's become now. Except instead of asking you to pay money to get your shit out to your subscribers, it's put yourself on a basically unobtainable production schedule in the hopes that you can pull down enough views in the first 48 hours to keep yourself afloat. Otherwise, unless you are in the top, this isn't even the 1%. This is the top like 0.1% of YouTube. Get fucked.
The other problem is, if you need to produce content on a daily or like within 2 days, the quality of that content is going to go to shit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't.
Well,
no one can keep. No one can keep that pace up.
It's Gawker.
Yeah, no one can keep that pace up. It's ridiculous.
It just goes to show, in life, it's all about timing. And we just managed to get in on this shit.
We did.
At the right time. I'm so happy I made my fucking money when I did. Because if we were trying to get into this business now, or even a year or two ago, hails to the no. To the no. Hail to the no.
It's still possible.
Of course it's possible.
But it's as possible as me going to the corner store and buying a lottery ticket and nailing that shit.
It's very, very rare. It's once
Not
again
Applebee's.
like a timing inside a timing. It's timeception in order to make it now. It's crazy. So that's why whenever anybody says, Jeff, I want to become a streamer, I want to become a YouTuber, I never tell them don't follow your dreams, because you can do whatever you set your mind to. But the problem is, the reality of it is, if you cannot devote your every waking hour to this, it is so unlikely that anything will happen. And even still, you still need to have an X factor. There still needs to be a level of luck, a level of right place, right time, maybe sucking some dick on the side on whoever else is bigger than you are to begin with, still the planets need to align. And I'm just so thankful that we managed to get in on this bubble at the moment it started to fucking blow up.
Yeah.
Because now, since it's popped, it's just it's tough, man. It's tough.
So here's the takeaway as a viewer, right? Here's the takeaway as a viewer for and this is going to be a difficult leap for a lot of people, and it's going to be even more difficult for the younger generation because they had even less experience. They grew up in that window that we just talked about.
Yep.
All right. Here's the thing: as a viewer, as a listener, wherever you're sitting right now, whether it's us, somebody else that you've watched or listened to over the years, the only, almost certainly, unless they're already incredibly well established, and even then, there's a reason even people like Philip DeFranco are going to Patreon now.
Yep.
And that motherfucker is no small fry. He's been around since like the dawn of YouTube.
That guy's already worth millions.
That dude's already, and he's still doing, and it's not because he wants to go and just take all of your money.
Suck the money. No,
it's because
he has to.
His revenue stream is gone, right? And that's a man that is made in the media world in terms of online media.
But he still wants to produce, so he needs to get that
Exactly.
money
You
from
still
somewhere.
need
And he's got staff. He's got fucking shit. Like
he's got people he's got to support to keep producing that content.
If you want to keep seeing people that you watch on a daily basis, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people watching this kind of stuff on a daily basis, if you have a handful of people that you enjoy, then if they are providing you with a Patreon or a method in which to support them, then that's really and truly the almost one way now that's going to happen. On Twitch, we are lucky to have subscriptions, which goes a long way.
Yep.
But the majority of the income for the majority of streamers still
donations.
Is in tips / donations /
Community
whatever
money,
you want to
much.
call it, which is again community money, whether it's on Patreon or GameWisp or whatever for subscriptions or donations or tips or whatever you want to call it. That's where people get their money. It's the community paying for it. Yes, they are technically providing you free content because the stream is available for everybody, or the YouTube video is available for everybody, or iTunes is available for everybody. But at the end of the day, if you enjoy that content and you want to see that continue, if you're able to give $5 a month as a singular individual, if people looked at that, and now that obviously that means that you can't give $5 to every content creator every month, because then you're like
well, then you're broke.
You're $100 deep a month and you're paying a second mortgage eventually. But if you've got $1, $2, $5, and it's once a month, every 2 months, maybe you choose 1 month, I'm going to support these content creators over here because I can afford that, and then moving on over.
That's what's nice about the Twitch Prime, right?
Yeah.
It's the exact, like, that is why Twitch Prime is so great. You can move it around how you want. You can support people how you want, and they actually receive money for their content. Like, that's just, how it is. So it's I wouldn't say it's a struggle because by no means are we struggling, but it's more of a struggle to stay positive and feel safe for the future on how drastically things have gone downhill for content providers, unless of course you are one of those megastars, whether that's a streamer or a YouTuber, then of course, yeah, you're fine. That there, whether you have community support or not, you're typically okay.
Yeah.
But those are
again, we're talking like almost non-existent.
Yeah, those are pretty small amount. So,
and even then, it's I guess it is what it is. But that's the takeaway here. As content creators, you have to we have to change gears like we have with the podcast and the Patreon. In terms of doing content on the regular to fund it, and and viewers have to change, are going to have to change gears too, because we can talk about this as well, I guess, or bring it in. It's like when we did Retro Versus, and we put Retro Versus behind a paywall on Patreon for $5 and higher. And a lot of people were on YouTube, obviously, not that they need much reason these days, but they were obviously upset about the fact that they couldn't just freely watch this content because it was behind a $5 paywall. So they're going to have to adjust to the fact we're not the first people to do that. We're not going to be the last people to do that.
And there's some costs built into producing that content. Again, people don't realize that
of
you
course.
have to drive over. Jeff's got to like not stream. You've got to not stream. There's other costs that come into producing.
Yeah,
content.
I mean, but it's not like I see what you're saying, but that wasn't even the motivation.
motivation.
It's not like, damn, Adam needs that gas money. It's like, fuck, we're not poor. I mean, god damn it, the amount of support that we get from the communities are pretty fucking insane. By any stretch, we're not fucking broke.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there comes a point where we have to make certain decisions, and that was mainly just to drive the Patreon and to give them more bang for their buck. But also, it doesn't matter how much money you make or how little money you make. At some point, you got to get paid for your work, like the time that you're putting into something that you could be putting into something else. Like that's what it is. That's what it boils down to. But that for that thing in particular, I mean, it's kind of a bad example because we didn't really make the content specifically to to make the money. We were adding
no,
it,
that
doing
wasn't.
it to
But
add
that's
things.
more just
that
is adding value
of
for the
course.
Patreons,
That's like,
which is the ultimate thing there, right?
Yeah.
Where Patreon is where we're driving people.
That's right.
To pay for the content, where advertisement and everything else doesn't anymore.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Well, the
right?
reality is the Patreon that we have is going to either make or break LAGTV for the future. It's either that is going to do well,
That's
and
what
we're
I
going to
mean.
continue to produce content for years.
Exactly.
Or a year from now, it's not, and then we're just going to be like, well, if this is not worth our time, we need to do something else, or bills are not going to get paid.
and that's what I mean.
Yeah.
To extend on that, it's the everything's changing.
Yeah.
So for content creators, as we're content creators, we've done that, and then for viewers, they have to adjust to that because they're used to getting literally everything for our community favorite free 99, where they log in, their subscription box on YouTube is full up. They go watch like 3 hours of video for free. So there's a lot of people that don't have cable anymore, and it's because of like Netflix and YouTube and Twitch. They all of the content is either $7.99 a month or whatever on Netflix, and the rest of it's free. Mm-hmm. It's the cost of their internet bill.
Well, the beautiful thing about it is at least it is in our community, and I think it's the same in most other communities. I mean, you've even seen it with Philip DeFranco, or there's an MMA YouTuber. It's funny that we're talking about this. There's an MMA YouTuber that I watch. His name's MMA Quick Hits, and I've donated him tons of money, like just because I listen to his shit every single day.
Yeah.
And the guy posts like 4 or 5 videos a day, and it's like just 2 to 5 minute videos about what's going on in the MMA world. So I can just drive my car, listen to do his shit. Anyway, he made a video, and he basically said like the apocalypse is coming, because he was making all of his money either through donations that he rarely advertised, that you just find a little link in the description of a video that he didn't even have at the top. Like you had to click on the fucking down,
scroll down
and find it. And he said the apocalypse is coming because this is when YouTube started cutting all the revenue. And I go onto his channel. This was like a month ago. Now it's been over a month.
Yeah.
And he deleted his channel. Fucking YouTube channel's gone. His YouTube channel was growing at about 3,000 or 4,000 subs a month. It was doing really, really well. All the views were going up. Everything was great. I still don't fully agree with the decision that he made, but he made the decision, and he put all of his content on Patreon. So in order for you to watch any video at all, you have to pay $20 a month, which is pretty steep considering there's no levels. It's just like it's $20 as entry.
20?
Yeah, it's just $20. There's no levels to the shit.
There's not a lot of people
It's like
that are pulling
HBO.
in.
It's like fucking. It's like ordering HBO, right?
That's impressive.
So I had to make that decision. Like, damn, do I want to like give this guy, especially since I had to give it him so much before. So I was like, you know what? I watch his shit every single day. It's worth $20 to me. And so I support his Patreon and I listen to his content, and it's great. And he's happy. I obviously don't agree with his decision to delete the channel, because I'm always a thing of like, well, if you're growing at 3,000 to 4,000 a month, you can find other ways to monetize your viewership other than having ad revenue. But obviously, he's not as business savvy as say you or I that have been in it, that's been in the game a long time. I think what happened is he got scared. You watch your only source of income fucking drop by 30-40%, and you get scared and you go, well, people want to watch it so they can pay for it. And yeah, sure, you'll have a steady paycheck, but how long will that last, and will that grow? It's kind of hard to grow an audience via Patreon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and Patreon just did a massive update here just recently. By the way, if anybody that works at Patreon listens to this, I need you to smack the person that allowed you to use the font, because that shit
what were you thinking?
Heinous. That is just shy of Comic Sans, whatever the fuck that was.
Papyrus bullshit.
Yeah, it was bad. But they, Patreon is getting bigger and bigger, and this YouTube thing is putting them through the roof.
Hell yeah!
I would love to know the revenue spike they are experiencing right now,
dude. With Philip DeFranco alone, that money that must be coming in is something fierce.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
If you had shares in Patreon right now, it'd be
through the roof.
Be a kumbaya time.
Oh, everybody'd be singing it. It'd be amazing. But the they're adding to it, and video only, and they're probably going to get into live streaming types. Actually, they already have live streaming with this update. It's coming. It's in a beta thing right now.
Holy shit!
Did not realize that.
You'll be able to live stream directly to like Patrons only and stuff like that. So
wow,
like they're going deep. And they can afford to, because they're the leading platform on this content creator kick, where YouTube. This might be the
switch. This might be the Well, it is the beginning of a shift where YouTube was such a big presence and everybody had to be there.
Yeah.
And now content providers are scared and getting enough confidence to move on to themselves. And communities have been so established that communities want to support their content providers, and they just want a reason to throw money at the screen. You know, give them a T-shirt. If you're charging $100 for a T-shirt, they don't give a fuck. They just want to support you. It's those sort of things, and I think Patreon is going to be it already is, but it's going to be an even more powerful force. Now that YouTube has been shitting the bed more and more, and if they're bringing streaming in the mix, and they're bringing just like VODs and all this other stuff,
we can do some pretty good stuff with Patreon streaming.
That'd be just insane.
Yeah, no, just thinking about it, most of our YouTube viewership from just the podcast stuff is pretty decent. Not like it's respectable, but most of our stuff comes from iTunes. The majority of our listenership is from iTunes. Like we get 3 or 4 times the number from iTunes alone.
Absolutely.
And YouTube, doesn't generate any revenue anymore from what I've seen, at least metrics wise. It's just tanked.
No. I mean, we have a new network now and everything, and we'll work with them as best we can to try and navigate the waters that is YouTube. But we're not in YouTube now necessarily to make money. We're in YouTube now to just on the off chance that we can get the odd person roll through.
You guys have a pretty loyal viewer base on YouTube.
Yeah, so we'll always have a good chunk.
And we'll see a spike during Brood War. I mean, Brood War will come out. The channel will do a little spike.
But it's more of just the odd.
Your Jack Sparrow just sailing into the bay right now in the sinking ship.
Yeah, to a degree, but it's more about just getting the odd new person that comes into the channel and catches the podcast that wouldn't see it anywhere else.
That's fair,
right? It's another way of advertising the podcast.
Life's a Glitch TV. It's the Titanic. The shit is sunk.
Yeah,
the fucking thing is sunk. It's broken. It's gone. It's going to the bottom of the ocean.
Rose is floating off into the distance.
It's actually at the bottom of the ocean.
James Cameron
Jack
in the
is
submarine
dead.
now.
Now we're the dude with the accent that is having a lifeboat that's coming around, shining a light in the fucking water, going, "Is anybody alive out there? Can anybody hear me?" And maybe, just maybe, we'll spot a new little fan that we can throw a life fucking jacket at, or one of those circle buoy things that they can grab onto, and we can pull them into the boat and bring them somewhere else where we can actually spend some quality time together.
So not on the door.
No, not on the door. because the door right now is the comment section of YouTube, where you're sitting in there and you're just slowly dying a cold, horrible death.
Yeah,
and
it's
eventually
bad.
you're just going to close your eyes and never wake up and sink to the bottom.
It's just really
sad times.
I would love to know as a social experiment somewhere, if anybody's ever figured this out, why YouTube is so bad for that shit. Like, what is it specifically about YouTube and the people that use it as their platform for consuming media, that they are so fucking angry about everything all the time, and it's nuts. But it's also weird because it's in pockets. Like, for example, when we did the E3 stuff,
the echo chamber on both sides,
and we ribbed everybody, because when you watch E3 and you sit down and you watch it, it's all kind of a bit of a gong show. Like, nobody's sitting there going, "Oh, that was so well done. Good job out there, guys. Go get them." Like, you always kind of poke fun at the stuff that you watch. It's half the fun of E3, and everybody does that. You go to like any channel where they're even being more harsh than we were, and everybody is just laughing, having a good time in the comment section.
We weren't terribly harsh. Like we held people accountable, but we weren't mean about it. We're just like, all right, guys, really? Like, that's what you're showing us?
And then you go to like our channel, and it was a fucking fire. Like, somebody lit a fire in the forest, and that shit roared for days on end, and nobody was there to put it out. But it's weird to me because on Twitch, it's like everybody loved it. Everybody had a great time. They enjoyed all the content. Everybody on iTunes and on SoundCloud, everywhere we posted, all the comments, everything's thumbs up. And then YouTube was just...
Well, there's a reason.
Just dumpster fire.
I mean, there's a reason for that. One, it is the vocal minority. So the thing is on YouTube, most people are not conditioned to give positive comments. They just watch the video, they enjoy it, they move on. The majority of people don't even hit the like button unless you're one of those fucking YouTubers that's like, "Hey guys, how's it going on an episode of 987,976 Minecraft Hunger Games? And what I need for you to do right now is finger back that like button, and don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe. And if you're the first of 25,000 people to hit that like button, then you will have an opportunity to win this Minecraft plushie." That's the only way, and it's usually a bunch of fucking 12-year-olds that are hitting a like button and leaving a comment like, "Yay, that was fun. I like the part where you hit somebody from behind and he screamed." That's pretty much YouTube. when you're
What were you watching?
When you're on a channel like ours,
Alrighty.
when you're on a channel like ours, or even if I'm watching, like, my taste in YouTube has changed drastically in the last few years. Like, now my YouTube is MMA, cars, and more MMA, and that's pretty much the show. So, I'm
Jeff was just watching cat videos all day today.
or stuff about, like, stock market and shit. Just some really fucking boring shit to a lot of people. But I'm sitting there watching it, and it's an older demographic and an older audience. So the vast majority of people that are typing in there are like just fucking trolls, dude. Like, regular ass people that enjoy content on YouTube, they just watch it and walk away. They're like, "Oh shit, new video's up. I'm gonna watch that."
But then you've got the fucking trolls. I'm gonna write a goddamn comment.
And all they want to do is just say they want to hit the dislike button. They fucking hit that shit the moment the shit goes live. They didn't even watch the damn thing. Video's been up for 3 seconds. Dislike, bitch. And they just throw it there, and they're like,
"It wasn't Starcraft, suck my balls."
It's just,
dislike.
It's fucking retarded. "Hey, dude, I gave $10,000 to a homeless person."
Go fuck yourself.
You should have gave 1,000 to 10, you fucking cuck.
No, you should. No, it's not that. It's you. Why would you do something nice like that if you're only going to record it? Now you're just doing it for the publicity.
Yeah, you're doing it for the views, motherfucker, because you're making so much money on YouTube. And the thing is,
pretty sure
on
that
Twitch,
homeless guy didn't care.
And on Twitch, it's different because you have that interaction, and the people are just conditioned differently. And there's also repercussions for being an asshole. You get fucking banned or you get called out. And that's the show. That's why it's just two totally different things. If we were watching, if we were live streaming this on YouTube right now, even on the YouTube live streams, the most cancerous fucking shit you'll ever see in your life. Right now, they're like, "Oh, boo-hoo, motherfuckers! Boo-hoo! Oh, your life's so tough. I fucking work at Walmart greeting doors."
I'm gonna have to manually.
I don't give a fuck. That's where I'm at right now, dude.
We're looking at the audio levels from here, and as Jeff is doing these voices, usually only one of our mic levels are supposed to go up. We're actually seeing Jeff register on all three of our mics.
Good.
That's that's how lively he is today.
Good. That's how I feel.
Now Adam's just gonna have to work really hard.
I'm posting up the OBS audio. Fuck editing this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be doing it for the next 4 weeks if I try and do that shit by hand.
Straight up.
But yeah, I think some of it too is that
it's the way they're conditioned, man. It's just a community.
All
condition.
It takes is one person that says something negative, and it spawns. It spirals out of control. Or if there's one dislike, then it's just like a magnet. And that was
to put the two groups in a room together and watch their heads explode.
Yeah. This is the way I look at it from our position and why it bothers me. I'm gonna fucking bitch about it because I can.
Let it go, Adam.
I gotta let it go.
Unleash.
Let it go.
Unleash the beast.
I gotta let it go.
Yes.
The thing that bothers me about I'm gonna say this specifically as to not Tumblr trigger as many YouTube people watching this as possible. Okay. The vocal minority, as people like to refer to them as, even when it's the majority, we still refer to them as the minority. But fuck it, we'll call it the vocal minority.
There you go.
When they come from your own community first. See what happened at E3. We had a bunch of people that came through that aren't actually part of our channel.
Of course.
And when somebody, and I mean, it would affect me too if I go to a video that's only been up for like 5-6 hours. And usually in that period of time, it means, unless you're like some massive YouTuber, the only people that are seeing that are the people that are subscribed to that channel. Which means the people commenting and liking and doing whatever else are part of the community that takes in this content on a daily basis as it is. When those are the people that are shit, like verbal diarrhea all up in the fucking comment section and pressing the dislike button and making like, when it's early on and there's only 30 likes or dislikes and 10 of them are disliked, the bar looks fucking crazy. The comments are all like, not all of them, but a lot of them. When there's only 15 comments and 5 or 7 of them are shit.
Yep.
Then what happens is when somebody who isn't part of your community shows up, how does that look? Then they hop on 9 times out of 10 the negative side.
It's the witch hunt, baby.
And because it's the witch hunt at that point.
The witch hunt.
But if somebody comes into the community and they see and it's all positive out of the gate, it is way harder for them to want to go in.
Well, because they stand out too, right?
Yeah,
people are like, dude, what the fuck, man? Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah,
Everybody,
exactly.
this is a nice place.
So that's actually been my struggle with wanting to even post anything on YouTube these days, is that our own community, the vocal minority, China, are the ones that are actually hamstringing us when we get new people into the channel, because they're fucking it up for everybody else. Like, they come in, they shit all over the place. There's lots of people that watch that enjoy it.
Isn't this Starcraft?
That don't like the video in terms of clicking the button, or they don't comment, but this is
they're
whatever.
enjoying it. Yeah,
they're enjoying it, and that is truly the majority of people. But for those people, just fuck off.
Yep.
Just go watch. So many people. We just discussed this. YouTube has so many content creators that they have to fuck everyone in the ass after 48 hours. So just go and find anybody.
Yep.
Anybody else. Stop coming to the channel if you desperately don't like things that we produce. Like, it's not hard. And I appreciate that you want us to do what we used to do, but all you're doing now is making it harder for us to do stuff that we enjoy, that other people enjoy, because we're not some massive fucking channel where your fucking bullshit gets buried to the bottom This isn't Imager or Reddit where downvoted comments just go to the fucking bottom because that doesn't exist on YouTube anymore. Everybody's just lovely on YouTube.
So I wasn't supposed to be going to all the viewers' houses and like sitting them in a chair and duct taping their eyes open to force them to watch all the content.
Oh my god.
I was not told that in the memo.
Yeah. It's a fucking dumpster fire.
That is the reason why Total Biscuit disables his comments, because he just doesn't want to fucking deal with it, and I don't blame him. I mean, that's just how it is. It's dumb. It's just dumb. But you know what, dude? I don't even bother complaining about it anymore because it doesn't affect my life. It doesn't affect my income. It doesn't affect my mood. It doesn't affect anything. They want to go there. They want to dislike a video. I don't give a fuck. I just don't care. Like, it literally doesn't bug me. I just smile and I just walk. Usually down to the basement to make more content. And that's the show. It's a sad thing.
Shall we segue to more positive topics?
Sure.
Just one last fuck you. Go, go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Oh shit.
San Diego.
I don't even know how we got
vagina.
all the way over onto that topic, but it happened.
How long have we been going?
I don't know. Does it matter?
No.
Doesn't matter. We've got 2 weeks of podcast to make up for tonight, so
it is what it is.
Oh, we're going long, boys.
Girls. That's what she said.
Oh, we get that up there. The Viagra. Get it going. Yeah. I don't know how we got there. What else can we talk about? Let's change topics.
Yeah, let's do that.
Can you tell we're prepared?
Yeah, we're super prepared. How do you like Canada?
For the first 24 hours you've been here, most of which you've spent indoors, how do you enjoy Canada?
I've been in Canada a lot of times before just here. I mean, it's literally like America Light, just more suburban and bagged milk.
Okay,
that's fair.
How did you like Baby Driver?
Oh,
can we go spoiler free on this? I guess we should probably do that.
Of course,
since
of course.
It's new.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like even no matter what we talk about, it'll be pretty hard to spoil the movie because again, it was. So either way, we all went to watch Baby Driver today. It was definitely. Would you say it matched the hype from what like we were building up to in the earlier podcast?
No, it didn't. It didn't match my expectation because my expectations were getting very, very high.
Every review was just like throwing this up.
Yeah.
Like 4 days ago, I would have went into this movie and left going, "Wow, okay, that was good. That was really good."
Yeah.
And today I left going, "That was really good." You know, it's just a different type of
subtle difference.
Yeah. There was enough action to appease me. I would have liked a little bit more car chases. I thought that some of the romantic stuff in it was a little.
It was more art house than action.
Exactly.
It was kind of conveyed a little differently in the trailers.
Yeah, it was pretty artsy fartsy, but the music was incredible. Just the way it was filmed, very stylistic. It was a fun.
I was never all bored. Left the theater very satisfied.
Yeah, I was never bored. I was never looking at my watch like, when is this gonna end? I really liked Jamie Foxx's character too. I liked all the characters. I thought they were really. I thought Kevin Spacey did a great job.
I think John Hamm he took it away from me. Like he wasn't in the movie super a lot, but he was amazing.
Yeah, and I thought he was gonna ham it up, but he didn't do it. He didn't really ham it up. He did a really, really good job. Yeah, it was just solid. I give it, if I had it rated at a 10, I'm at an 8. And that's pretty good considering how high my expectations were.
Jeff and I were talking about this on the way back from the movie. Had I gone in blind after just seeing the trailer and had watched this movie, I probably would have given it like a 9 out of 10. But after having read a lot of the reviews and having seen the movie hyped up, I'm probably going to give it an 8 out of 10 because the hype from the reviews actually took a little bit away from the movie for me. As I was watching the movie, again, I love the movie. Great movie. Just coming out of it, I felt like I got something different than I was expecting going in. And it wasn't in a bad way. Effectively, based on everything we saw, I was expecting more of an action movie, with a banging soundtrack, ensemble cast of great actors. I got a little bit more, like I was saying earlier, I got a little bit more of an art house flick, a little bit more focus on like different aspects of the story than the trailers conveyed, and it wasn't bad. Lovely movie.
Yeah, what I loved about it is that it's unlike any other movies that I've seen in a long time. It's very original. And that's just because of how stylistic it really was. Edgar Wright he
knocked out.
He was the real star of the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it had him all over it, and that's what made it great. The script was smart. There was some funny dialogue. It wasn't overforced. Nobody hammed it in. There's a lot of big stars in there, and it didn't feel like I was watching those stars play these characters. Jamie Foxx maybe a little bit, but it was just a good time. It was original. It was the music. Now that I'm talking about it more, I'm starting to like it even more that I'm talking about it. I just left the theater going, "Oh, that was it." It was like
everyone hyped it up so much. You're expecting more.
It's like if I'm going to a nice steakhouse, I'm like looking forward to this date night. Going to a steakhouse. I didn't eat all day, and I'm just like fucking. I'm holding this in. I go to the steakhouse. I have the steak. I have my lobster and steak, and I have a dessert, and then I leave. But I'm not overly. I'm not overly full. Like I enjoyed the meal, but I could literally go to McDonald's right now and just grab a quick double cheeseburger just to finish off my appetite. It's like having a really good meal when you go to a fancy restaurant and they give you a little tiny fucking proper portion, and you're like, I want my American-sized portion. What is this? But it was so fucking good that's Baby Driver for me.
Yeah. I thought it was fucking awesome. I agree that it didn't match how they were promoting it, but at the same time, I feel like if they had promoted it for what it was, it wouldn't have gotten as many people in the theater as they did. Yeah. So I can appreciate why they did it the way they did it.
Oh yeah, I can agree with that.
And I liked Jamie Foxx's character. I wish it wasn't Jamie Foxx.
Who do you wish it was?
Literally anyone other than Jamie Foxx, because he stood out like a sore thumb.
He kind of went too hard.
Like he went a little too hard with it, but it was just the fact that he was Jamie Foxx. Like you said, it was full of stars, but I didn't feel like I was watching a room full of high-end, actors, except for Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
and it's because Jamie Foxx is just. It's hard for Jamie Foxx to hide himself being Jamie Foxx.
But that's okay. In a movie like this, I don't need him to hide that. In a movie like this, it's okay. He plays
kept you on edge.
He plays a gangster. He
did it very well. I'm not knocking.
Yeah.
He did exactly. I hated him, which means he did well.
I'm having some trouble differentiating what you're saying.
He was my favorite bad guy out of all of them.
Jamie Foxx, the actor, or the character written that Jamie Foxx is playing?
The actor.
Okay.
And not because he did it poorly. I want to be very fucking clear about that.
It's just like he overshadowed
He did really
the role.
well. I hated him in the movie, which meant he did well.
He did his job.
It was that everyone else as an actor blended in, which given the style of this movie, you don't want the people in the movie necessarily to take away from the movie itself, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
And he was the one actor that
he's kind of
drew
the bad
me
Photoshop job.
out of he's the one that drew me out, not because it was poorly done or anything like that, but just he drew me out of it where everyone else seemed to somehow for whatever reason fit in.
Well, Jamie Foxx is also probably the biggest star there. I mean, besides Kevin Spacey, but Kevin Spacey played.
He wasn't like a top bill character.
Exactly. I mean, he was perfectly cast for that role.
Absolutely,
he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, perfectly. He couldn't have picked a better character.
And he didn't try and steal any show.
Kevin Spacey's always been like consummate. He plays his role.
He's a seasoned actor. He went in there and he knew what he had to do. What I liked about Jamie Foxx so much is that if there was a character that it is okay to recognize, kind of like having The Rock in a movie where it's like, it's the fucking Rock, but it's such a character that doesn't necessarily take itself too seriously, although it is a serious movie with some serious tones. It's just still it's supposed to be a fun time. Just judging by the music. I mean, the music alone takes you out of the movie. I mean, you're listening to like mega hits the entire time. In a movie like Suicide Squad, where you're hearing those mega hits, that takes you out of the movie on
like,
a bad
what is going on
on a bad level, right?
Yeah.
You're like, I shouldn't be taken out of this because I want to be in this world. I don't need to see fucking Will Smith's character with Queen in the background. I give me Hans Zimmer's score. Like I want to be in this movie. What the fuck? But this movie in particular, I think that it's okay to have a guy like Jamie Foxx in there doing what Jamie Foxx does, because this is one of those movies that it's okay to know that that's Jamie Foxx and he's playing a gangster and he's doing these gangster things, and some of the jokes are a little funnier because it's Jamie Foxx saying it. I think that this movie holds okay to that. If it was something more serious, like, I don't know, like even a Fast and the Furious movie where you see these characters like, what the fuck, man? That's Tyrese Gibson or whatever, and you don't really care. It's Tyrese, but you don't really care because the movie doesn't take itself overly serious. Not like we're watching True Detective and it's got these serious tones and you're like, fuck, you got Jamie Foxx in there, chucking jokes. So that's why I was okay with it. But I do see where you're coming from. I do totally see it, because he's definitely, out of all the actors, he's definitely the guy that you're going, okay, Jamie,
dial it back a little.
Yeah, it's okay. But I get your point. I'm just trying to make the argument that this is a movie that it's okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So again, without spoiling anything, it's not. Luckily, this isn't a movie.
You can't really spoil.
This one, even if it's spoiled, you definitely need to watch it.
Yeah, but we're not mentioning
it's
it's kind of hard to spoil anything. But I loved the use of music.
Mm-hmm. I thought want to talk about that a bit too.
Yeah, it was the first thing I noticed in the first scene, which is a dope supercut.
Yeah, it was a long one.
Yeah. That was fucking so well done. But the music and
even the audio engineering outside of the music itself, how they use the sound to make
this. If you're gonna go watch this, do me a favor. Treat this movie, this is going to sound really weird to people maybe, if you've ever seen this, treat this movie like Airplane. You got Leslie Nielsen, I'm serious, Don't Call Me Shirley, that whole shit, no, Jeff? No? Okay.
I know the movie.
Okay.
Sounds white.
It's one of the greatest comedies of all time.
It's hilarious.
So
Beautiful movie.
So Airplane, I want you to treat it like Airplane if you don't know the reasoning for it, because so much happens in the background that isn't supposed to be the thing that you notice, but if you pay attention, you get rewarded. Yep. It's not that it's integral to what's going on, but in the opening scene, if you only did it for the opening 15 minutes of that movie,
it
will fuck you.
It really shows in the first 15 minutes. And I think they did that because they want you to be ready for what's about to happen, because even bullet shots and skid marks and window wipers.
It's the cinematography of the whole thing.
And you can tell when they were filming
it. They put a lot of effort into it.
When they were filming the movie, they guaranteed had the music playing in the background, and the characters would do things to go along with the movie. So very, very cool. I enjoyed it.
One of the things with the soundtrack and sound engineering, personally, there's one movie out there that I could listen to the soundtrack and I would be able to follow through in my head exactly the movie. And that was Tron Legacy with the Daft Punk soundtrack.
Right.
You listen to that soundtrack, you can know the movie. This one wasn't quite like that, but I felt the soundtrack was so much more connected in this movie, specifically because of what you guys just mentioned. Like, you could be watching the scene and you'll hear the song playing, and you'll see the bullet timings will match the beat of the song. You'll see certain interactions in the environment will match off with whatever's going on in the music.
Walking through doors. Every like touch, very meticulous. Everything is
even some of the
beat.
movements. But the thing is, the movements didn't seem overly forced. They played it off really naturally, and the way they were doing it, and I was just like this movie without the soundtrack would be notably different, and it would be way less of a movie without it.
It wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Well, the whole movie was
tied it together. I was just like, that's the part of the movie that blew my mind.
This movie had literally nothing to do with almost anything that happened in the entire movie, except for the cinematography, the soundtrack, and then the general.
And there's a lot of little things So one of the main characters, he wears earbuds all the time, but the audio engineering changes in the movie. So like as earbuds, if he takes out the earbuds, the way the movie sounds actually changes.
Yeah,
like when it only goes in on one ear, the sound changes. When someone else puts in an earbud, the sound changes.
You know what it
based on
reminded
what
me
he's
of?
hearing. So it's like crazy.
You know what it reminded me of? The use of the music and everything else. It reminded me like I was watching an action movie musical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like I was on
that'll
Broadway,
work.
like it was Broadway, where they have like a guy out back on a snare kit and a guy on a piano that literally only like does a fucking like rim shot and a piano jab every time somebody taps their fucking feet. Like that was basically what I was watching in movie form the whole time, and that was the coolest part for me. So that whole thing was, what I was into. I wasn't, the story was whatever, it was all secondary to Baby and how his character affected the cinematography and the musical use and everything, so that when I was pulled out by Mr. Fox, that's what was a throw off for me.
Let's talk about the Jackie Chan movie that's coming out.
Fucking ready for some Jackie Chan.
The Foreigner. Did you watch that? Did you watch that trailer, Adam?
I actually
You're
have a
fucking right, I did.
question on the trailer. I wasn't sure who the foreigner was. Was it Jackie Chan or Pierce Brosnan?
That's the joke. It's both.
Oh,
They're both the foreigner.
They're both
The
the
Foreigner.
foreigners.
The trailer was dope. Like
Oh,
that
yeah, it
was
was well
straight
done.
like classic Jackie Chan
Yeah.
with classic Pierce Brosnan. I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Jackie Chan fuck some shit up.
Well,
It's
here's
gonna be
the.
great.
Well, this is the thing that okay. I
Meat
agree. With, I
ransom.
agree with half of what you said. It does look dope, but it's not classic Jackie Chan, and that's what I loved
what do
about
you mean
it.
it's not classic Jackie?
There is
All the-
nothing Jackie Chan like in that trailer.
We're talking, when we say
The-
classic, we're going
I'm talking
like
stunt
we're
work.
going 70s, 80s here.
Like
we're
Jackie
not
Chan
we're
stunt
not
work.
going 90s, early.
I'm not
2000s.
talking Rush Hour. I'm talking like
yeah.
Police Story.
Well, I mean, even still, I mean, a lot of Jackie Chan, basically almost every single Jackie Chan movie that I can remember is a fun action comedy, not necessarily in the dialogue, but in his moves. All of the fighting in most Jackie Chan movies are not serious. It's not like you've got really serious toned music and he's fucking there killing somebody or beating the fuck out of someone. It is like, whoa, I slipped. Whoa, look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Oh! And he's doing it. Even the way he rolls, he jumps off things, the way he lands.
This is Jackie Chan and
It's
Taken.
it's a very light-hearted action. What I loved about this is we're seeing a different side to Jackie. He's older. It is Jackie Chan's Taken, but there wasn't any comedy in his moves at all. It seems like his daughter was killed, and he's distraught. He's mad. He's angry.
He wants to know who the bombers were,
and he wants to know what's up. And the fight scenes that I've seen there is zero comedy, and it's him literally beating the fuck out of people. And not taking no for an answer. That's what gets me excited about the trailer.
Yeah.
That's what really fucking does
Well,
it
that's
for
why
me.
I was saying that's like when I say classic Jackie Chan, I'm talking 80s. His 80s shit was dark.
It's dark, serious, fuck
Yeah.
people up shit.
I mean, okay. Sure. I mean, can you guys name me 3 80s Jackie Chan movies? Probably not.
Whole the Police Story franchise.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. You're going to give me one franchise?
Yeah,
And
a
those
lot of
are
Police
and
Story
We're
there's
gonna give you one franchise. How do you know how long it takes to do like an entire movie franchise? It's not like you just crank out fucking 3 movies and just be like, all right, well that was 3 years.
All right, sure. All right, sure. I mean, anybody
But Drunken Master was like that too.
Drunken Master was pretty serious. Rumble
Yeah.
in the Bronx. Some of those were
Rumble in the
pretty
Bronx is kind of where
messed.
you
That
know,
was a transition over to more comedy.
yeah, well, I mean, okay, sure.
But yes, I appreciate the fact that he's done mostly
Yeah.
comedic stuff for a long time because he enjoys doing things that everyone can watch.
Yeah,
and
he likes the family
understand.
movies.
And he's a big slapstick guy. He loves Charlie Chaplin and all that stuff. He does that amazingly well. I fucking love Jackie Chan for that reason. Is that who else can choreograph a fight that's hilarious and also like
Looks badass.
the unique ways in which he figures out how to use the environments and everything is absolutely incredible. But now we get to see that applied back into a serious tone with Pierce Brosnan, who I fucking love. I know that's a weird actor to choose, but I just can't hate Pierce Brosnan. And
Can't say I like Pierce at all.
And it's the director, apparently, from GoldenEye. So Pierce and guy from GoldenEye, his only really good Bond movie, have gotten back together with Jackie Chan on the side. I'm good to go.
GoldenEye?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
GoldenEye director.
Okay, so he also directed Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know he did GoldenEye as well.
So my body is ready.
Yeah, I mean Casino Royale.
I wasn't even
Casino
expecting
Royale
that, and
is,
I saw that trailer drop, and I was just like,
Casino Royale is the best Bond
It's
movie
fire.
ever made. It shits on GoldenEye.
It's absolutely
literally
fire.
shits on the movie. Casino Royale is incredible,
Yeah.
and knowing that it's the
It
same
helps that
director.
Casino Royale wasn't written by a monkey.
Well, that
well,
too.
it was the original Ian Fleming stuff. That was one of the first Bond.
Yeah,
stories.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah, Casino Royale is incredible. It just looks great. I love the serious tone to it. I love the fact that Jackie Chan is getting his own Taken franchise. Everybody else is doing it. Denzel Washington can do it. Fucking
Liam Neeson's daughter can get kidnapped like 3 times.
Yeah, why not give it to Jackie
And
Chan?
you know what the nice thing is? Whenever Jackie Chan jumps a fence, we're not going to need 56 cuts to see him do it like Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
It's not a thing that is painful. I love Liam Neeson's. He's my shit. But my God, is it painful to watch him do an action scene.
I don't think that was necessarily him so much as a cinematographer.
I think it's also the fact that he's
also old.
6'5" and old.
Yeah.
I think that's a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
We just need to take like each frame as he's not screwing it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just as he hobbles over it.
Moving on to the next one, Jumanji. Did you guys watch that?
I did not see that.
Yes, and can I be honest with you?
Yes.
Why
I
are
love
you
the.
not?
I love. The, well, I yeah, that's a stupid question, but I love the Rock. I'd let the Rock hit it. 8 ways to Sunday. All right. Jumanji does not need to be redone, and it does not need to be redone the way they're doing it.
No.
I don't get why they needed to redo it. The Robin Williams one was solid. Leave it as is.
They're redoing it because it's what Hollywood does.
Yeah.
Fuck Hollywood.
And nobody comes up with any more ideas, or nobody wants to take a chance on new ideas.
Give us more Baby Drivers.
You know what, man? I have to agree with you. I am also a huge Rock fan. I hope he runs for president in 2020 and he wins. The Rock is probably the most charismatic and nice dude I have ever not seen in real life ever. I mean, The Rock is literally, he is transcending the world in ways that I didn't even know possible. Grown-ass men cry when they see The Rock, and for good reason.
Yeah.
I might even shed a tear if I were to see The Rock. He's like a big fucking likable teddy bear that you just want to be friends with, all right? So, yes.
Oil.
But although I can be okay with Baywatch, and I did watch it, and I didn't hate it. I actually thought it was kind of funny, and
It was watchable.
It was watchable. This here is just bad. It looks bad. It seems way more complicated than what it needs to be.
It didn't need to be done.
A bunch of kids find that. Okay, I'll give you guys the synopsis here for those listening that haven't had a chance to watch the trailer, and for you, Panic. Bunch of high school kids.
High school now.
High school kids.
So it's a bunch of 34-year-old actors.
Got it.
Pretty much.
Okay.
All right. What do these 34-year-old high school kids do, Jeff?
A bunch of these 34-year-old high school kids, they all get in trouble. You've got the jock. You've got the nerd. You've got the hot girl, and you've got the fucking girl that's hot that doesn't know she's hot.
So Jungle Breakfast
The
Club.
girl next door.
Pretty much.
Perfect.
Got it.
Where's
Okay.
Amelia Estevez?
So there it is.
Where does he fit into this?
They're all in trouble, and they have detention.
Okay.
So what they have to do for their detention is clean out the fucking basement of the school or some big ass room that has a bunch of shit in it.
So still Jungle Breakfast Club. Got it.
And so they stumble upon a video game
Video game
that
now.
looks
Oh,
like
was it Starcraft 2?
an Atari. It literally looks like an Atari. The
right.
guy's like, "Oh, what is this? A video game?" And they hook it up
ColecoVision.
to one of those old, TVs that the schools have. And the character, all the high school kids are like, "Oh, okay, so there's character select, and you don't see the faces of any of the people. It's just the names."
What happened to
So-
a good old-fashioned board game, man?
Each person grabs a character. The black guy grabs the black guy, even though they don't know or whatever. They grab each. Next thing you know, when they click start and they start the game, their bodies get sucked into the TV and they fall into the video game. And next thing you know, the big black jock is now the skinny black Kevin Hart. and the fucking like Hawaiian dude that kind of looks Hawaiian maybe is now The Rock, and he was the nerd, and now he's got really big muscles, and he's fucking The Rock's like, oh my god, look at my fucking biceps and all this shit.
So
and
Jungle
then the girl,
Breakfast Club Tron edition.
The girl is the girl, and then one of the girls is Jack Black, and she's like, oh my god, what the fuck? I'm a middle-aged man. And then let this shitty CGI ensue, and then they realize that they are in a video game and they have special abilities and powers, and so they have superhuman strength and they can do crazy things. And Kevin Hart says one funny line at the end, and that's the show.
So all you've confirmed is that I am not going to watch this movie.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it, but
you're going to punish yourself for this?
Can I say something about The Rock here for a second?
Why are you encouraging Hollywood, Jeff?
Well, that's the thing, Miyagi. That's the thing. It sounds funny, but when you're watching it, and go and watch the trailer if you haven't already. If you're listening to this on iTunes, go pause the podcast and watch it. I like the idea of it. I like the idea of the video game and it being kind of modernized, because who the fuck uses board games? I mean, if a bunch of teenagers found a board game, they're not going to go, oh my god, let's sit down in a circle and fucking play Dungeons and Dragons. They're just not going to do that. If it's a video game, sure, it may pique their interest. Or if it's on an iPad, sure. Okay, I get that. I get it. But it just seemed way too convoluted and just overthought. And that's fine. It just seems like it's implemented poorly. It doesn't look good. The CGI does not look good. The fucking chemistry doesn't even look good. Like, no. I know The Rock and Kevin Hart can do well together. I watched Central Intelligence. It wasn't a good movie, but they're funny together. They're funny dudes. But I don't know. Jack Black looks like he needs to take a shit the whole time. And the random girl there is just there because she's a hot chick. It just... I don't like it.
Can The Rock slow his roll on these shit movies for a second? Because The Rock was on fire for a while with his selections, and now he is veering off onto
trying to do all sorts of different
this weird course that I can't follow him down. Like I'm Padme. I can't follow you. You're breaking my heart. That's what I feel like with The Rock. It's like, what are you fucking doing right now, bro? Slow up. You've been taking the world by storm, and now you're doing fucking Baywatch and Jumanji. Like, just ease up there, Tooth Fairy. Let's not go back down that road. We've already did this. You paved your career early on with blood, sweat, and tears of shit movies, and now you don't have to do them anymore. Why are you doing this?
He's doing it because he's getting all the scripts that aren't good enough to have legitimate movie stars, as in, like, even though he is a legitimate movie star, I mean, he's probably the biggest movie star on the planet right now. No joke. He holds the box office fucking numbers. The guy got paid like $80 million last year. The guy, he's literally the actor. But the thing is, he's not like a prestigious actor. The Hollywood is giving him the scripts that only work if The Rock is in them.
Yeah, pretty much.
That nobody else can carry because only The Rock can make it look fun. And that's the show. But The Rock is soon going to find out if he keeps making these fucking half-ass movies, his fucking power is no longer going to be what it was before. It's just not. I don't care how big of a social media presence you are.
You're diluting your brand, bro.
You can only make so many watchable movies.
Exactly.
Before people stop watching.
Because a movie like Hercules that I didn't like at all, and I went and I saw it because it's The Rock, and
that
I left going.
That was a stylistic try.
I went and I was like, okay, whatever. I let that shit slide because it's The Rock. I'm like, fuck, hey, The Rock had some good liners. It's The Rock. He's cool. He's fun to watch on screen. I didn't hate my life. If it was anybody else, I would have wanted to kill myself. But that was great. And then I saw Baywatch, and I saw the same thing. Hey, it's not bad. It's decent. It's a decent watch. But there's more of these like decents, and I'm not getting enough like, oh, let's go. So once he does, he's gonna be in a Marvel movie soon. He's filming. What is he filming right now? That looks to be pretty good. Somebody will say it in chat. I forget it now, but he's literally in the middle of filming. The guy's working 24/7. I haven't watched Ballers or anything, so I don't know, what that show is like. But
that does well. So
Yeah,
apparently that's fine.
Yeah. No, he's not doing Black Adam yet. Rampage. There it is. So yeah, he's doing Rampage. Black Adam. He's filming. I think next.
They have this. They're working on the script now, and he's signed for it. They just haven't started it yet.
So yeah, I mean, no. Hopefully there is never a Baywatch 2, but sure. The Rock is just great. Jumanji, no.
Coming soon to a theater near you. Dwayne The Rock Johnson in Mrs. Doubtfire 2.
Don't.
We need you know what I would like to see The Rock in? A Jingle All the Way remake.
Ooh, now that would be a good one.
Who would you have him play against? I think The Rock would take on the role of Arnie, but
Yeah.
who would his nemesis be?
As long as it's not Kevin Hart, I don't fucking care.
No, it would have to be somebody like. Ooh, man.
How ethnic does the movie have to be?
I don't think we need to go. Just go with whoever you think could best fill the role, ethnic or not. We go with family.
Well, who is the original? Who is the original? Like,
it was Tim Allen and
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Was it Tim Allen?
No,
I'm mixing up movies.
No, it was there was two characters. There was fucking Sid or whatever his name is, the fucking black dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude.
No, it wasn't Cedric the Entertainer. It was fucking
Bernie
Sinbad.
Mac?
Sinbad.
Oh, no,
Sinbad.
Sinbad.
Is he
Holy
alive?
crap. I think he is.
Oh, there you go. Jingle all the way.
You have it right there.
Yeah, dude, it's one of my favorite Christmas. My second favorite Christmas movie of all time.
The perennial holiday classic, Jingle All the Way.
It's that fucking dude that I can never. He looks like Tim Allen, but I can never figure out his name.
I have no idea who that is.
You don't know who that is? The fucking he's got that voice like yeah. Merry Christmas.
Oh, this guy
that
here.
fucking dude.
Oh, so basically what we need is a pretentious asshole dad.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? You know who I think would
Kevin James.
Kevin James. Kevin James. I think
No.
Kevin James The Rock would be
think
hilarious.
Kevin Spacey would be a good one.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that too.
I don't think Kevin James does pretentious well enough.
Or Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman.
That's it right there.
Didn't Alan Rickman pass
fucking
away?
Rickman.
Wait, that's Alan Rickman?
No.
That's not Alan Rickman. You guys are high as fuck.
Dude, I gotta find this guy's name then. What?
However, Alan Rickman
would be a fucking good one.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Would have been fantastic.
Oh yes, Alan. Okay, so I see it. Alan Rickman. Yes, Alan Rickman would a good one. No, I actually think who would be really good. That would bring some badass to it too. Is Mel Gibson. I think Mel Gibson.
They've been bringing him back in.
I think
We
Mel
saw that
Gibson
trailer for that
versus
other
The
movie.
Rock would be fucking cool.
We saw that trailer for the other movie today.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. The
Mark Wahlberg,
Daddy's
Will
Home.
Ferrell.
Daddy's
Yeah.
Home 2.
There was a Daddy's Home 1?
Yeah. You didn't see that?
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, it's funny too.
I might have to go watch
Oh,
that.
it's funny. It's really funny. I liked it.
Oh, Phil Hartman.
Phil
apparently?
Hartman, is that who it is?
That's his
See,
name,
I don't
yeah.
even know his name. But yeah, I think Mel Gibson would be a fun one.
Oh my god, I can't. Oh Jesus, I just had it and it's gone because you said Phil Hartman and it just left my mind. Who's the guy who was who did Arrested Development, but he also starred in it?
Jason Bateman.
No.
Joe Blue. No, who?
I don't
who are you
know. I don't
thinking?
watch Arrested
There's a lot of
Development.
people in Arrested Development.
The guy did the magician.
He played the good voice Lego Batman. What's his freaking name? Will Arnett.
Yeah,
Oh,
Will Arnett.
would be a good
Yeah, Will
Ooh,
Arnett.
that was
Will
a
Arnett would be
really,
great.
That's the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
one. That's the best.
Will Arnett.
Yeah, Will Arnett would be great. He also plays Batman in Lego Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
hilarious.
I think he could do that role.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, he could
Will
do it.
Arnett would actually be a really good one.
It's
That's
a $5,000 suit. $10,000 suit.
But yeah, Jingle All, that's a good one, man. I could definitely picture The Rock being in a good. Why hasn't The Rock been in a good Christmas movie yet?
Yeah. He had the one with the kid.
All of the motherfucking mothers would be taking
It's
their
coming.
kids
Don't worry,
to
it'll
the
happen.
theater to watch The Rock
It'll happen.
in a fucking Santa suit,
I just feel like
jacked up to fuck.
I just feel like Christmas movies are what you do when you're on the way out.
No, the people do them all the time. Everyone's got that one
yeah.
Christmas movie.
But you don't do Jingle on the way all the way when you're not on the way out.
Well, I mean, you're doing Jumanji. I mean,
True.
he's
True.
doing Jumanji. I think, You know, or do a Santa Claus remake or something. Bring
Santa Claus with muscles, like Hulk Hogan's movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Arnie.
That'd be such.
Jingle All the Way is Jingle All the Way would be perfect.
He did in 1996.
Yeah.
Literally, Jingle All the Way would be fucking amazing if you put the Rock's face
I think
there.
we need more like holiday movies like this because we don't really get that shit anymore.
No, we don't get the comedy.
No,
ones
we
where
get
you know it's
we
actors
get
out
raunchy fucking all it is girls in the movies type shit.
Yeah.
You know, girls' night out, fucking let's make fucking.
Don't go on that tip again.
You know, let's go ahead and make some baked goodies, but we're gonna turn them into penises instead. And we're gonna put the frosting on the tip of the penis and make it look like it's cum.
I hope Santa doesn't come early, if you know what I mean.
And then we'll get my blind mother to come in the room and she'll eat them, and it'll be funny because she won't know that she's eating a jizz penis. That's literally Hollywood. I just came up with a scene for Hollywood right there.
Done.
And if I see it in a movie, they're getting sued.
Millions.
Straight up.
Millions. And millions. Sorry, I had to make that rock reference.
Come on, man. It's a $10,000 suit.
So I think that's pretty much it for movie like new stuff that came out.
I don't think there's anything.
Homecoming's coming, but we're gonna see that next week.
Yeah, so I'll talk about that.
I'll be in Las Vegas.
What about that Will Ferrell movie that's like the fucking casino shit?
Oh, that just looks horrible.
On a scale of 1 to bad.
There is absolutely a 0 chance that I'll ever watch that movie. I won't even watch it on Netflix.
Shit!
And it's a fucking movie about gambling, for Christ's sake. And I love
salty.
And I love me some casino movies, but there is a 0 problem. I hate that fucking chick that's in the movie. What's her face? The girl off SNL.
Oh, the girl that was opposite Tina Fey.
She is not funny.
No, she's not.
She's just not funny.
No.
She's always got these stupid fucking
I think
faces.
she's okay. I think she. No, not Amy Poehler.
No.
Kristen Wiig?
No, not. She's funny.
Oh yeah, I know.
I don't.
Who are you talking about?
I don't
remember.
I don't
her
fucking know her name because I hate her.
Chick.
Not Amy Poehler.
No. Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
The one with Parks and Rec or someone else?
It is Amy Poehler. Yeah.
Yeah, Parks and Rec is
yeah.
Poehler.
Yeah. So I
thought you were saying Amy Schumer.
Oh no.
No. Amy Poehler.
Yeah.
So I think that she's funny, just not for me. There's obviously a market for Amy Poehler because Parks and Rec and a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, okay.
Parks and Rec was not necessarily funny because of Amy Poehler. It was because of Chris Pratt.
No, of course, but it wasn't like she just.
Aziz Ansari.
It's not like she tore the whole
That guy's
production
funny.
down or anything like that.
Hilarious.
But she's not great.
There's very few females out there that I find funny. I will say that movie where they killed the fucking stripper.
I think Tina Fey's hilarious.
That was funny because Kristen Wiig is absolutely hilarious. She's one of those actresses that she doesn't. When she says stuff, she's funny, but it's when she's not saying stuff that's funny. Her fucking faces. I have no idea how anybody can act beside her and deliver lines and not see her fucking faces on the side, just like making some really weird shit. And it just makes me laugh. Like it's funny. It's like one of the very few people that can, female actresses that I like legit look forward to watching in theaters or just watching in general. Because I just don't find women that funny, period. I just don't. Comedians, like stand-up comedians, actresses, I just don't find them funny. There's a lot of great actresses out there that I love their work, but in terms of like making me laugh, a lot of it just comes off not funny because I just find women not that funny.
Yeah, I don't know if. I don't want to say I don't find women funny. I just don't think that there's that many of them attempting to be funny in that space. I just don't think that's the thing. There's a handful of them that get paraded out in front of us on a
constant
kind of
expected to follow it,
basis, and that's about it. And then I'm not going to pretend like I follow like stand-up comedians or anything like that. But I feel like most of the ones I hear about. With men, there's so many of them, right? There's more variety to the men. There's tons of shitty male comedians.
I see what you're doing, Adam, and I just gotta say, females are just not that funny.
Okay, well,
I mean, there are plenty of.
I won't agree with you that far.
Section
below. I mean, you don't need
YouTube
to.
comments in the section below.
You're entitled to your own opinion.
Yeah.
and that's fine. And I'm not saying they don't exist, but I mean,
we just don't get shown them on
I
TV.
just don't see them.
Yeah.
And I just, I've seen funnier women at school. My wife makes me laugh more than some of these people that are legitimately in comedies that have people in Hollywood writing scripts for them. I just don't find them funny. I just don't. And I'm not sexist. I just don't find them funny. And a lot of the time it's just like, maybe it's because I'm not a woman. Maybe that's it. Maybe I just don't get
You're not the target demographic.
Yeah. But I mean, men are funny all the time. So why is it that women can laugh at men jokes all the time? But I can't laugh at most women jokes.
Again, I could give you a big ass long reason that you probably
I'm sounding
listen to.
Well, no, I'll listen to it. But listen, I don't want to sound ignorant because I'm not saying that men are, because there are a lot of shitty fucking men comedians.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
God damn, you're right. There's horrible. But even out of the pool of women comedians out there is maybe one or two of them that make me laugh. Like Ellen DeGeneres is hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she's
Comedy
funny.
gold.
I could watch her show and laugh a bajillion times over. Even when she's, like, voice acting in fucking Finding Nemo. It's funny. But most women in general, I just don't find funny. The funny ones are hilarious.
Tina
But they're-
Fey,
but-
Ellen, yeah.
But there's just not many of them out there. That's all.
Yeah. I honest to God, it's like anything, right? So my answer to that would be why in terms of why is it that women can laugh at men, right?
Yeah.
Well, for how long did we get nothing but male comedians?
That's true.
And on the stage, in movies, on TV, for the obvious reasons that women just weren't given the fucking
Of course.
opportunity.
Yep.
So it becomes ingrained in society for decades.
Yep.
So it's not like it's not hard for women. It's not because they didn't have a choice. Really, it was you find this funny or you're fucked. Those are your two options. Whereas now, women are finally breaking into it, and unfortunately, yes, the ones that we're seeing a lot of, most of them are pretty bad for various reasons. Some of them are all leaning on the most obvious,
They stick on tropes.
period sex humor, the whatever that, a lot of shit male comedians lean on the male versions of those things.
Yeah.
But because there are so many more male comedians in the space, you'll get more of them that will sit down and pick apart the world and stuff in general, not just be, making jokes for men, but making jokes in general for anyone who's watching, and not be like specifically racial specific or something. It's not like a Richard Pryor or something like that where it was such in a bubble. So yeah, that would be my answer. And I'm sure the longer we go, the more funny women will,
Of course.
Someone
will
just
crop
mentioned
up.
this in chat, but I think I understand Jeff's commentary there. It's like female comedians are like the Dane Cooks of comedians. Like, you don't understand why they're funny.
Okay, can I?
You found Dane Cook funny?
Wait, here's the thing. Fuck anyone. Not anyone. The majority of people, Dane Cook hate is Nickelback hate on the internet. All right? Most of you
Actually didn't find it funny.
motherfuckers,
I
I'm
saw
saying
him,
most.
I saw him live. I thought it was funny.
Most of you motherfuckers that get on the Dane Cook hate train for a portion of your life thought his shit was fucking hilarious. And you know why? Because you fit the demographic that he was shooting for that period of time. And now that you've seen other people hate on him, you fucking hate on him. Like Nickelback, who were fire for a long time. And
Never again!
And everybody
I got
fucking
Nickelback on my
loved
playlist right now.
Nickelback. And then one person on the internet said, fuck Chad Kroeger and Nickelback. And people were like, yeah, you know what? Fuck Nickelback. And then they just got
I like
wrecked
Nickelback.
into obscurity because of the internet. It's the same shit. Like, fucking Dane Cook is not for everyone, but you can't deny that motherfucker sold out stadiums.
Oh yeah, he made fucking tons
and made
of cash.
shitloads of money.
Yeah.
Not just because it was like luck.
He
That
good
dude
at
was
it.
genuinely
at it.
fucking funny for the time and the demographic he shot for. There was a time I could not, I couldn't not laugh if I listened to Dane Cook, but just because he was so good at telling stories.
Yeah.
And using the mic.
And it was relatable. Like, he said a lot of shit. I find Dane Cook a lot funnier than someone like Russell Peters.
Russell Peters is very situational. It's a different type of comedy.
I actually like Dane Cook. I saw him live here, and I laughed my ass off the whole time. He made a couple of bad movies, but he also had some funny movies when he was in Waiting, which I also have over there. I actually have like 3 Dane Cook Blu-rays over there.
I actually liked his movies better than his stand-up.
Yeah, I didn't mind.
Good.
I didn't mind Dane Cook. I get the hate, but I'm kind of on Adam's side here, where people kind of just hopped on that train for the sake of hopping on it,
and it fucked Dane Cook up.
Oh,
yeah,
like,
but he made so much money, so it's like whatever.
No,
but
he went into, like, when he came back to this, he went into some dark fucking shit, and it was the internet fucked him up.
Yeah.
And it was for the dumbest, like, he was getting nonstop death threats and shit because people got on the hate train so hard they went that far. And it wasn't like your pedestrian shit that some people get if they get hate on the internet. Like, it went
further than Nickelback hate.
It went further than Nickelback.
I can't say I was ever a big Nickelback fan. I even saw them live, and I'm like, what? They sound like the record, but their music is kind of my asshole.
They're a studio band.
Yeah, what? They sound like everybody else.
But dude, they were fucking huge, and everybody loved them. And then it just flicked a switch. And that was it. And that was the show.
That's what the internet does, bro. It's like,
fucking show.
I really love MaximusBlack, but
look at this photograph.
He cheeses somebody, so let's make a Reddit post. And now from here on out, boys, it's all ogre now.
It almost happened to Green Day.
Almost.
It almost did. And you know why? Because somebody just brought this up in chat. This is a very good point. Is that Nickelback became the whipping post for a lot of the bands that came along that copied their sound, and then they got caught up in the fact that everybody else was sounding like Nickelback, and then Nickelback got shit on. Green Day, who's been around since the dawn of fucking time, like
they still do great music.
They still do great music. People don't. I don't even think for the longest time some people realized how long Green Day has been around. Like, they have been around the block a long time. When other bands started coming up and sounding like the fucking accent that Jeff and I always makes fun of, it's the emo shit. No, that's not. That's Creed.
Oh, which one are we talking about?
Green Day.
I don't know any Green Day.
Negro emo.
Oh, like
where are you?
Oh yeah, like there's a place on good of Cherry Street.
Yes.
I would walk on the beach and not bare feet.
Exactly. Yeah. That thing.
Fuck, I should have been a fucking 90s pop
alternative
pop rock band or whatever the fuck you call them. Jesus, why didn't I do that, Adam?
So when I don't know, but
first could have been my manager. We could have made fucking so much more money.
First of all, you were a child, so that didn't help.
Fuck. I missed out, man.
But it almost happened to them for the similar reasons. There's so many people came up sounding exactly like them because they were emulating them, and they almost caught the same kind of heat.
Good Charlotte, even Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, Fall Out Boy's the most egregious fucking like.
I like Fall Out Boy music.
They actually have a couple of good songs.
I love their music.
I'm like, wow, okay.
I love their music.
I shouldn't like this right now, but it's not. It's actually not bad. It's almost like they're getting better, or it's like they've crafted their cheese.
Fall Out Boy's cover of "Beat It" is fire.
Yeah, and Smooth Criminal.
Oh yeah, that too.
Smooth Criminal.
Their Michael Jackson cover is amazing.
Yeah. Oh, Simple Plan. Yeah. See, I like Simple Plan. I like them. Oh, you guys heard the Yellow Card in there? Yeah. I like Yellow Card.
I can never listen.
All
to Yellow
American
Card,
Rejects, Yellow Card.
American is great.
Simple Plan. I was into all them shits.
I love Yellow Card, but my college roommate, one of them, listened to the CD for like 3 weeks straight until finally we went into his room, broke the CD out of his CD player, cracked it in half, and then threw the pieces out the window. We're like, never fucking again. Because I'm not even joking. It was just constantly
lot of people may not know this, and I don't even know if Adam would remember this, or he was even in high school when
You were white once?
Yeah. I had a phase. So I was.
You had a white phase.
I had a white phase where I legit.
What does that even mean?
So all through this fucking godforsaken thing.
Don't fuck with it too much, dude.
So all
put
through
a lot of effort into that.
All through junior high and shit, I was like, just a regular ass dude, getting picked on by a lot of people because I'm black, and there was like 3 fucking black kids in the entire school.
You were 2 of them.
No, well, I was one, and the other guys were brothers, and they were so whitewashed and so
Literally
desensitized
brothers.
that they didn't even count as black anymore. Like, people are just like, oh yeah, okay, so we've pretty much just molded really. We pretty much just molded them the way we wanted. So I was that one guy. So in high school, I wore a lot of like I wore a lot of those pants that make noise.
You wore a lot of pants.
You know those pants that,
I hope so.
that make noise?
Track pants.
Track pants. So like you could hear me
Are you
coming.
talking about the snap ones, or are you talking about like the rain resistant? I'm not gonna say
Like
waterproof because
Cousin
they weren't.
Nico track pants.
Yeah. Like the rain ones where it's like shh, 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 almost like windbreaker material.
You did the Slavic squat a couple of times.
So I junior high was fine. I hit grade 10, and I made some new friends. And I remember I was working at the time. I was working at the dollar store, and I was working there for a while actually, and I had gotten like a tax return back. And when you make such little money, you always get like a big chunk of money back.
Yeah, of course.
So I had like $400 or $500, and I was hanging around with this new group of people, and they loved to snowboard and shit. And I got into snowboarding, and I was snowboarding all winter, and I remember just so vividly. Everybody has like music for me is always takes me back to times.
Well,
so
you attach memories to sound almost as strong as scent, right?
Exactly. So I can remember, like, for example, if I was on a trip to Dominican, I can remember in detail the music that I was playing on my iPod on that trip.
Yeah.
Like, the type of music. During that winter, I was listening to like a lot of like punk pop rock shit, like All American Rejects, My Chemical Romance. Got into The Used a lot. I still love The Used. Simple Plan, not so much Simple Plan, more on the All American Rejects, Yellow Card, those types of bands. And I was doing a lot of snowboarding, skateboarding, but I had a white phase. I had a skater phase. So I remember I got my big paycheck, and my buddy was like, "Dude, we're going to West 49." You remember that?
Oh,
you remember
shit.
that? You remember that place?
West 49.
So
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, so if you don't know,
skate shop, basically.
so you don't know what West 49 is. It's literally a skateboarder shop. So they sell skateboards there. They sell like a lot of like say Blink 182 shirts, like very skatery shit.
So Hot Topic.
Oh, I don't know what Hot Topic
not
is,
quite. No. If you took the clothes that were being worn in every Avril Lavigne video for the first 5 years of her career and put it in a store, that's West 49.
Yeah. So
Hot Topic.
Okay. we'll say Hot Topic.
It's close.
So it's think Vans, but not as like cool.
Got it.
All right. So I get my tax return back, and I go in, and there was a really hot chick that was working there, and she was like kind of weirded out that I was in the store, and I was at the time
we don't get a lot of blacks.
Adam, you can't say that.
Yeah, it's like, fuck. It was almost like a shadow came in there. Like, what the fuck? Like, turn the lights back on. So I'm in there, and she's like, can I help you guys? And I was with my skater buddies, so she thought they were getting stuff, and I was just kind of being drug in there. I was just in there, like, fucking waiting for them. But my buddy was like, yeah, our friend here is, he wants some clothes. And she was like, okay, you've come to the right place.
What else she's going to say?
So what I did is I didn't know how to dress like a skater. And I wish right now I was on my computer because I have pictures of me wearing some of these clothes from like things from back in the day, which we can put on Patreon maybe. Get a little bit of it. Unlock some skater pictures. And this was like I bought a guitar and everything. Like I was going full blown. So anyway, I told her my budget, and I'm like, I've got between $400 and $500. She was like, oh, so you want like a new wardrobe? And I'm like, I guess. So what she did is she dressed me, like not physically, but she went around the store and like a mannequin, she would like pick out the clothes, and then I would go in the changing room, try them on. I'd come out, I'd do like a little twirl, and she would say yay or nay to this, or try this color or whatever. And she picked my entire wardrobe, and I left. I spent all my money, and that day I became a skater.
Holy shit.
And
so you're the skater boy that Avril Lavigne was talking about?
I remember this phase.
All the way till about, I would say, grade 11 or so, like new school year.
So like Janko and stuff?
All summer, everything. I wore those clothes. I was wearing like skinnier jeans. I would wear like shirts on shirts and not like preppy shit, like, because that preppy look was in back then, where you wear like 4 water polos and that was the show.
Collars were
all
popped.
the collars were popped. But I wore like, say,
That was like college times, man.
Yeah, I would say like I would wear like a fucking Slipknot shirt, you know, or like some kind of concert.
Slipknot.
Like, hey, maybe not Slipknot, but like say My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
All
I was
right.
wearing a My Chemical Romance shirt with like tour dates on it, and then underneath it, I would have like a plaid like fucking shirt of some sort that was like the same color type shit.
Oh,
Anyway, and I
God.
would wear like a fucking West 49 hat or like some sort of skater hat.
Chad is saying you were a douche, in other words.
Yeah, but I thought I was cool, man. Like I was trying to fit in, dude. I was like,
At
Got
the
it.
time, that was fine.
and it was like, yeah, that was just what people were doing. Like, that was the show.
We've all done it. I know everyone.
I
is like
just
that.
want to fit in.
I didn't have a skater face.
I don't believe you, Adam.
That didn't happen. Jeff could vouch for it. That didn't happen.
Well, that's
Yeah,
because
that
Adam didn't buy
sideways-
clothes.
Did you have
Yeah.
a sideways hat face?
No, I had a backwards hat. face.
Adam was
Backwards
lucky
hat
to
face.
find a pair of shoes this size and jeans this size.
Exactly.
Oh, I know. I've had to ship Adam shoes.
If I got that far, I was happy. So I didn't get to board on any trends ever.
Yeah.
But I did have a backwards hat phase.
I remember that.
Yeah.
You wore a lot of hats.
yeah.
I would say I went
I had a
from
visor face. That was a shameful time.
I went from wearing basically. Did you just say a fucking visor? I'm not even gonna let that slide, bro.
Did
What
you
the
did
fuck?
you wear it upside down and facing up?
No, just like the regular.
You want to know
visor
what's
with
fucked
the
up?
cap
I can picture this motherfucker wearing a visor
I
too.
could too.
Probably still got one at home.
Holy
He's
shit.
got a
in
little-
11th grade, man.
I'm surprised we're not seeing him fucking wearing a visor and he's got a fucking
visor
spinner.
and cargo shorts.
Oh
fucking
my
guy,
God,
dude.
a visor.
Jesus.
Did you have a
Christ.
fucking? Did you have a fucking man purse too? Fucking
God,
fanny
no.
pack?
fanny
God,
pack.
no.
So I actually have fanny
I
packs
had like the
upstairs.
spiked hair face, man.
That's what I do. Is when I go to places that I've never been before, I buy a fanny pack, and so I have a collection of fanny packs in my closet upstairs.
You're not serious right now.
Yeah, I'm dead
What
serious.
the fuck is wrong with
I
you?
have fanny packs in my closet
Why?
because, and well, you know,
You never know when you need to carry shit.
know,
Are there
man.
really regional fanny packs?
yeah, like I have fanny packs from like what is that, Knoxville Farm or Berry Farms?
Knott's
in-
Berry Farm?
Yeah, from like California.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So like I get.
You didn't go with us, did you? No.
No, I went with Harrison,
Oh,
Phoenix
right,
HD.
Yeah.
So what I do is like some people they go and they get, you know, postcards,
Okay.
or
yeah,
they
or fanny
go
packs.
and they get whatever. I buy fanny packs.
Okay.
I haven't done it in a while. I probably have about 6 or 7, but the last one I bought was the one in California. They're in a box somewhere, but I do have some in my closet.
That's actually just impressive.
Yeah, and
I mean,
I actually haven't bought one from Vegas yet, so I'll be sure to get one when I go.
I've only ever used a fanny pack when I've been doing a photography gig. I've never worn one consensually.
And I always, in my fanny packs, I normally leave whatever shit that I had during the trip
In there?
in there. So I'd have like a random receipt for
Sounds
something.
like a time capsule.
Yeah, and I would use that shit.
Doesn't sound like you would use it if
hey
you left
guys,
all the
just
old stuff
let
in
you
there.
know that
When I come back from the break, I'll wear I'll have a fanny pack on.
you know
Technical alpha fanny pack.
some
Would you guys
people
be interested?
collect stamps. Some people collect postcards. Some people collect sand. I have a vast collection of dildos from all the places that I visit.
You know what I should do right now? I should say this. I have a P.O. box, guys, and I should get everybody to send me fanny packs from where they're from and see how many fanny packs I can get in a year's time.
Oh God.
Just send a random fanny pack. Like, you can make it, like, I don't know.
You should wear all of the fanny packs at once at the end of the year.
Oh, that would be
my
amazing.
God.
Literally just wear all of them. And
That would
that's
be
the thing.
absolutely
I will wear
amazing.
all the fanny packs that you have sent me at the end of the year
How
for
many-
New Year's.
How many, like, Halloween, I could go as the fanny pack and just fanny pack. Everything fanny packs.
And get sushi.
And get sushi. Oh, fanny pack sushi.
Fanny pack
God.
sushi.
Holy shit, that's the douchiest thing I've ever heard in my
You
life.
should
That's-
wear your My Chemical Romance shirt underneath of it.
So you guys can go to Jeff's
and your fucking
stream.
windbreaker pants.
And find his P.O. box and
You need
send
your,
him fanny
your
packs.
windbreaker pants, your My Chemical Romance. You wear
Where
one
do you-
of Panic's fucking upside down visors.
It's an upside down. It's a regular ass visor, just no
Then-
top.
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's what I used them for. I got the fanny packs because when you're in a new area, you just want to hold shit in there, and then also, when you're in America, shit gets stolen. So if you have your wallet in your back pocket and shit, you're gonna get pickpocketed. That's just, you're not gonna walk down the street in Canada with your fanny pack. It's usually a tourist thing. That's the only time they're acceptable. Is
Asian tourists specifically.
yeah, or if you're The Rock, because you can wear a fanny pack.
At that point, they just don't care.
No one's going to give you shit if you're The Rock and wear your fanny pack.
No. Because at 15 years old, he weighed 235 pounds. And his shoulders were twice as wide as mine.
Yeah. Oh,
Dude was
shit.
built like a brick shithouse.
Well, what do you say we call it a half?
Yeah, I think this is a good solid place to,
Like
to call it
3
a
hours?
half.
Yeah, this is
Nah, it's not been 3 hours.
like definitely at least 2.5.
Yeah, we're somewhere around there. We got tech support coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Great news. Jeff is going to do our own personal sellout because we don't actually have the thing to play right now.
All right.
So Jeff's going to do the sellout for you, and then we're going to go on a quick break, which again we have no screens for, so we're just going to mute our mic and go away for a couple of minutes.
Got to stretch in.
Stretch out a little bit, and then we'll be back to do tech support. So without further ado, Mr. MaximusBlack, hit me up with the sound of Technical Alpha Sellout.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Technical Alpha, where you can help us help you help us help you. That was the kind of line that you did.
That's not bad.
Okay. Just head on over to this Patreon and throw money at it because we are desperate and
You're just shitting the bed right now.
you know what? Let me start over.
Okay, all right, okay.
Have you ever wanted to support someone black in the world?
Wow.
Have you ever wanted to allow somebody to spend money on fanny packs?
What about a brown person coming to Canada? Diversity, bitches.
Shit. On the real, if you guys are enjoying this content and you got $1, you got $5, hell, you got 1,000.
Okay.
Head on over to that Patreon and throw money at it and get some swag. I wish, actually, this would be a really good time for me to have the
Well, we'll come
the
back.
physical stuff.
We'll come back from break. We'll crack the box of posters open. We'll.
Yeah, we're gonna
Do
show
a
you
little bit
guys
of show and tell.
Yeah. We've got a bunch of shit. We've got posters, pins, stickers, all that stuff. If you guys have been supporting us already, that is all being shipped out. Panic's got all of the materials and things needed to start that, so he's gonna do that when he gets home.
I literally have hundreds of envelopes, label makers. I've actually printed out a bunch of the labels. I have to get all the shipping stuff out, so manually pack everything with all my love for all of you Patreons.
Exactly. So he's gonna be sending that all out to you guys. But yeah, even if you guys can't afford to give any money, that's totally fine.
Just listening is good too.
Listening and upvoting, whether sharing it, whatever, just letting somebody know about it, is probably honestly worth more than $5. If everybody that listened to this podcast told a friend about the podcast or reviewed it on iTunes or whatever, it's legitimately as good. It's maybe not as good as $10, but
if everyone listening to iTunes gave us a review,
oh, could you imagine?
Oh my god.
the amount of good that would do the podcast would be unfucking believable.
Oh, we'd probably be the highest rated podcast on iTunes.
Yeah. There's a challenge for everyone listening right now. If you're listening right now, take the time to go rate us on iTunes.
Ideally 5 stars.
Let's just see where it goes. Let's see how high we can get. Let's see how many we can get.
Yeah. No, I'm down.
Just let's see it, because it will help us. It's not going to suddenly change our lives, but it will sure as shit help us in rankings.
No, for sure. It's like, we have the content here and we're doing it every week, and hopefully we've now proven to you guys we are serious about this. This wasn't
16
something
weeks.
This wasn't just something that we decided that, oh yeah, it's the flavor of the month. Sometimes you come up with an idea and you're hyped about it and you do it and then it just kind of disappears. We're committed to this. And I know I can speak for Adam and I that this is literally going to be our future.
Yeah.
If this Patreon does not work out for us, and I'm not saying this in blackmail or whatever,
Yeah.
If this shit just does not pan out and we do not make enough money over, the next couple of years via this, we're done. Like we're literally
we can't chase the whale any longer.
No, well, I'm done chasing the whale. Period. Now it's just a matter of sustaining and just doing what we love. But like legit, if we're not being supported, we can go for a while. But at some point, it's just whatever. Because when I say legitimately, this month we'll make $60 off LAGTV on YouTube, it's the real life.
It's not a joke there.
It's legit $60 bucks. I've actually made my paycheck this month on my personal channel is $80, which is more than what LAGTV is going to make as a team. So, it is what it is. It's like, if you can support, you can. If not, trust me, it's okay. It's not like we're starving. We do have streams. We do have other means. That's fine. But when it comes to, what we're doing here,
content is where the interest is for all of us right now.
And this is the content, at least for Adam and I, where this is going to dictate how long we're in the game.
Somebody is asking a very good question. What is supported? Right now, as it stands, where we are money-wise on Patreon is fantastic.
Yeah, if we can stay, if we
stayed here,
this podcast is going nowhere.
Then we're good to go.
Yeah.
If you want to see the podcast get beyond where we're at,
well, the vision that we had is what I was planning on doing is people know that I'm into real estate, so I have some properties and stuff. And I was planning on buying a commercial building. If the podcast was still doing well after the first year, I was planning on buying a commercial building, and then the podcast was going to rent part of that building out from my company, and then we would actually have a physical set like this, but obviously much fucking nicer. A soundstage, a real place where we'll legitimately have a podcast that we can go to and do. Obviously, Panic won't be able to fly in and do that, but Adam and I will have a central location.
Well, if we're doing really well, I could come in periodically more often.
Yeah, exactly. If we're doing that well, then it will be financially feasible for Panic to come much more frequently than now, and we can do stuff in studio.
So that's the dream. That's kind of like what we're working towards. That's like, best case scenario. It's not necessary, though, because we do have our own studios and everything does sound good. But it would be nice it would bring some more legitimacy to it. It would give us a place that we can go to.
A tangible something.
And then also Adam and I could work on other things as well if we had our own studio. It would be a place where him and I could get together and really start pouring out other stuff. And obviously, if it ever got to a point where the podcast is making that kind of money, the podcast would probably... we'd be doing it more than once a week. It would be a
lot more content.
It would be a lot more stuff. So that's kind of like the end goal. But right now, the support is absolutely incredible. And in terms of comparing it to other podcasts, I mean, we're literally shitting on them in terms of support.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what they get on the back end. I mean, we don't even have this thing sponsored yet. We're working on it. We're trying to get Sennheiser on board because I signed with them personally and they're interested in the podcast. So, we're trying to, trust me, I could have gotten us a deal with, I won't say the name, I could have gotten us a deal with a video game plug thing, but we don't want to do those cheap one-offs for a little bit of money. We want to actually get sponsored for products that make sense and that, brings a little bit more of a mature type thing, although we're not mature, but in terms of like legitimacy. Some things I do on my own, but wouldn't really necessarily bring to the podcast. So we're doing really well right now. It's great. We're hoping to sign a sponsor in the near future, which will help even more. But yeah, the end goal would be to get a studio. But obviously that is the pipe dream. But right now it's so good that we're excited. It's a good thing when you've got this much support because then we can start planning and get excited for the future on the way things are going. If we weren't getting the support we're getting now, we would kind of be like, fuck. We wouldn't be, Panic wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't be, excited to do this every week. I'd be coming up with some sort of excuse how it's not worth my time. It would just be that, but it's not that. So it's obviously not a financial issue. But we just hope that it'll continue to go that way because we also know that most people can't afford to keep giving $100 a month or $250 a month or whatever, and a big chunk of our support comes from like 5 people.
Yeah.
You know,
we want to turn this into something sustainable. We're looking for support because there's a lot of awesome things that we kind of want to be able to do and move with and grow with. But again, we have a lot of awesome Patreons, but we want to kind of get it. Every little bit counts. We'd rather have a wider spread than a couple.
I would love to see 1,000 people at $5 instead of 3 people at 500.
Yeah.
Although I'm not going to complain.
We love
No.
you guys.
We would love
you guys.
We would love the big guys to be icing on the cake, not the heart of the support. But it is what it is. If that's not possible, then upvoting, rating, and sharing is literally just as good. Because that way, when you do that, then we can offset that with sponsor money.
Absolutely.
When we got the numbers, sometimes sponsor money can be more than Patreon money.
Yeah.
Just depending on how big you are.
So that's the way to go.
So that's my sellout. I wasn't much of a sellout. It was just more of the truth.
It
but
works.
Maybe sometimes that's better.
It works. We're gonna go on that break.
Slight break.
And that's it. We'll be back. It won't be more than a couple of minutes. You're gonna see us basically walking around the room silently, and then when we get back, it's tech support time. So we'll have the questions, and we'll have some answers for you.
Yeah.
So sit tight, and now for the awkward climate of this chair, to walk over to the computer to press the mute button.
And I'll grab a fanny pack.
Burb.
Here we go.
And I've been holding in some gas real bad.
I appreciate you holding it.
Yeah, because I didn't want
Thanks.
to let it go here in between you guys and, all the mics on.
You know what would have been great if we had that Stream Deck